we live like 4 weeks afterwards. Yeah, so it's clear this is my Twitch channel and YouTube channel. So I'm Ryan. Hi. Let's just go with the order on the overlay, shall we? You don't have to say anything. Just say like hi, and we'll figure something out for future stuff. But we'll go with Elise first.
Hi, I'm playing Heraith No Name.
And then William.
Hi, I am playing Fujaga.
Andrew.
Hi, I'm playing Rark.
Matthew.
I'm playing Cavius.
I'm going to assume it says Liam because on my overlay it looks like Yum because the L and the I are sort of connected.
Yeah, it's alright, I'll go for either. So my name is Liam and I am playing Marissa, also known as Mara.
And then Ádhamh.
Hi, my name is Ádhamh and I'm playing Thrascool 103C.
Cool.
Otherwise known as TT.
Otherwise known as TT, apparently, yeah. Yeah, so this is as kind of the screen says promotional stuff for my Patreon, but hang around for after the stream for a super special announcement. Also, if you go to that Patreon, just as a slight digression, I updated earlier about some inclusivity stuff and reworking I'm doing of existing material. But I'm pretty sure no one who's actually supporting my Patreon's in the chat right now, but if you are, and you haven't seen the update, there's going to be updates to the stuff you've got, so I'd appreciate it if you re-download it when it's updated. It's just to avoid cultural appropriation and stuff like that, which I was verging into by being super lazy with some things. Because we all have to grow and develop as people. Anyway, Boatily Juices happened.
Oh, yeah. Still have nightmares about it.
Yes, so I'll handle the recap for now, but because not much happened in that I unleashed a swarm of hawks on you and it took the entire 2.5 hour stream. I didn't think that one through properly, so I apologize about that. I do. Straight off the bat. With the chat thing about being able to heal people, I'm going to type it into the Zoom chat just so I don't interrupt my flow of consciousness speech or interrupt anyone's conversation. So if you try and keep an eye on that for your own health purposes, I'd appreciate it. Or something. I mean, I can just interrupt when appropriate if you'd prefer, but there we go. Yes, so just to refresh my memory, I believe everyone but Rark was tied to the boat.
Yes.
Yes.
Rark was no longer tied to the mast because he got super large for a short period of time and broke the rope.
Yes, I'm a big
I
boy.
had also slipped through the ropes to get down on, try and do a bit to help.
Okay, right, so, scant seconds, like less than a minute, after your bird-related episode, the storm, which kind of had been going through various colours and shades of colours you don't have names for. Certain much lamented authors may posit names such as octarine, for example. Those of you who were magically gifted, I guess, you could sense just like kind of a low-level build-up of magic whilst in the storm. And as I say, scant seconds after you vanquished the flock of hawks, a huge, almost unnatural gust of wind comes out of nowhere, slams into the sails, which propels the boat forward quite heavily. And then a couple of heartbeats later, just the largest wave any of you have ever seen throws the boat bodily onto the beach, kind of breaking the timbers. So the first thing I need is a strength saving throw or a dexterity saving throw from Rark and Cavius to actually stay where they are. Everyone else is fine because they're tied to the boat. I say fine. There's still deceleration, but 10's not great.
It's not great, is it?
That is 12.
Also not great. Okay, both Rark and Cavius are thrown clear of the boat. You slam kind of into the beach and lose consciousness. The rest of you, the deceleration is such that you do still lose consciousness, but you're still on the boat when you do so. And you're also probably going to have some severe bruising when you come to. When you do come to, The only person left is Reese, the tiefling gastromancer. I'm not going to change the background art or anything because I didn't have anything suitable. I'm just really proud of how this boat map turned out. I will make it a bit brighter though.
Am I still a giant from my rage, or would that have stopped?
You've technically fell unconscious, so your rage ended. So you're back to being standard half-orc size. Yes, you come to. Everyone comes to wherever, tied to the boat on the beach. Both Rock and Cavius, you have a mouthful of sand. It's rough, of course, irritating. Anyway. The weather has seemingly never been unsettled. It's kind of gorgeous blue. Like I will use society's norms of gorgeous blue sky, pleasant warm breeze. The sea is just gently lapping the shore. You can hear kind of seabirds cawing nearby. Those of you on the boat, while yes, you are tied to the boat isn't actually in one piece anymore, so you're just tied to a piece appropriate to where you were tied. All of it's kind of washed up on the beach, not washed up on the beach, but resting on the beach or in the shallows, shall we say. And I say Reese is the only one that you can see. All of the Dragonborn have disappeared.
Is everyone all right?
I stand up and try to respond, but my mouth is full of sand, so I can't actually say anything. I just try to spit it out as I stand up and dust myself down. Is there anyone nearby who's still like strapped to the tied up to the boat?
There can be anyone who is on the boat is still strapped to it. So unless
I'm just gonna go to whoever's I go to whoever's closest to me and just try and untie them from the boat.
Okay. One of you.
Laura's rather dramatically sprawled against the nearby rock on this beach, trying with all of her might to undo the knot that was tied for her, and really, really struggling to do it. And you can tell she's kind of she's turned to one side, so no one can kind of see her struggling. But it's to anyone who pays any attention, it is super obvious.
Thraz is going to cut himself free with his daggers and then head to Mara. Hold on.
I'll just be lying in the sand, mouthful of sand.
Okay. Reese has heard kind of the movement and the coughing of sand, so he is kind of anyone who's looking that way, you can tell that he's listening to you, but he's sitting awkwardly he's standing awkwardly, kind of one hand pressed to his side, almost kind of swaying slightly. I'm gonna mild spoiler, he's not a zombie, but it's that kind of zombie game, zombie movie situation where clearly the undead monstrosity is gonna turn and kill you at any point. It's that kind of movement.
Yeah, he's not looking too good.
Yay.
Can I make a insight check and try and figure out what's going on with this dude?
Yeah, if you want. Are you kind of going in front of him to do this, or just watching
from my purview on the rock, whilst I let Thraz kind of undo my belt?
Okay, yeah, sure thing. Go ahead and make that insight check.
Insight.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, well, I would hope so.
It's kind of hard to kind of figure out because of mostly just the shock of what's just happened, or what happened within the last X period of time. No one's sure how long they were unconscious. But it's almost as if he's either concussed or intoxicated or something.
Right.
Or, I mean, obviously this is a world in which magic does exist. He may be under the effects of a magic spell also, possibly.
Mara's only frame of reference for somebody staggering around kind of unbalanced is after they've been clocked in the head real hard. So she'll cry out and ask for somebody to please get that man some medical attention, whilst also kind of nondescriptly hoping that the belt stays on longer so she doesn't have to do it.
Fair.
Horace, who's got this piece of wood that's obviously sort of she's tied to, sort of trailing behind her. She wasn't tied up as tightly as some, as I recall. Will sort of try wandering over to Reese with whatever she can do to heal.
Okay. As you get
Concerned.
close to him,
Yep.
you can hear him kind of just saying, not saying, like whistling or humming. It's an odd noise, but kind of a keening note, but in kind of a continuous, almost melodic rhythm.
How weird. I
Is
haven't
it
seen.
concussion? I find usually another concussion cures that quite quickly.
I don't know. He's sort of almost humming something, singing something. I can't quite make it out. Reese, are you all right? Reese, I'll do the hand wave in front of face.
Okay. Are you stepping around the front of him to do that, or are you staying at the side?
Staying at the side.
Okay. He kind of blinks and shudders, and this close you can also see that he's bleeding quite heavily from a wound. Like his hand is holding a wound closed.
Right.
But he kind of he blinks himself too, and almost shudders. Oh, it hurts, and then he collapses.
Right.
Like his legs just go out from beneath him.
Right. I'll have a look at that wound.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the wound. I don't give a toss about being tied to the wood. He's hurting. I need to do something.
Could I have a medicine check, please?
Yep. Just bear with me a tick.
That's fine.
Just trying to find the skill on my skill thing. Let's just do a standard roll. If I can find it. Oh dear.
It's a pretty deep wound. It's bleeding quite profusely. That's more important right now than what caused it.
Yeah, all right. Guys, I could do with some help here. I need some pressure, some possibly a tourniquet.
Um,
Well, we've got plenty of rope.
I was about to say we've got plenty of rope and plenty of wood if anything's broken.
No.
How does one tourniquet a torso?
Carefully?
At the neck and
Yeah,
at
I
the
was going to
legs.
say at the neck.
Yeah, at the neck and the ankles.
God.
I rolled a 1.
At the mention of anything to do with medicine, or treating anything to do with blood, Mara just blanches white and looked a little bit queasy over on a rock.
Cavi's gonna run over, and he doesn't know much about medicine himself, but he's gonna just try and lend a hand if anyone actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah, Vijag will run over as well, but he
Yeah.
knows nothing about medicine.
Just keep some pressure on the wound and hold it together and
Traz starts lighting up a little bit of fire on the end of his daggers. I could cauterize.
well, I could potentially cure wounds. I think that's probably what's
good.
needed here.
I could have a search through any of the wreckage for any useful materials, maybe, before jumping to.
Yeah.
Brian,
Magic.
has Reese responded to any of our so far failed attempts to kind of interact and treat him?
Reese is clearly in shock. Pretty much anyone can notice that. Trauma, blood loss, what else has happened? You don't know the exact cause, but he's gone extremely pale and clammy, and his eyes are kind of he's visibly struggling to stay awake.
Also pale and clammy from the rock, Mara will ask, perhaps we should lie him down? He doesn't look too steady on his feet.
No. Yeah, let's put him into a comfortable position, and I'll have a look and see what we can do further.
Okay.
Dear.
Why don't we just put him out of his misery?
There it
Why?
is.
I would like to search the wreckage or the nearby wreckage. I perhaps won't go too far for any useful materials.
Sure, can I have a perception check, please?
Certainly. Did I? Athletics. Oh, I actually didn't. +4, so 13.
It's not hard to find. Kind of buried under a piece of sailcloth, you do find the ship's kind of, like first aid box equivalent. It's just a small chest with the bullets
I
first
grab
aid
it
in.
up. I'm sorry.
It's just a yeah. Sorry.
I picked up and hurry back over and say, will anything in here be useful?
Have a look.
There were, emphasis on the word were, 2 potions of healing in here.
Oh.
The crash did not treat them well.
Ah.
They are like they're not just rolling around loose. They are held in place, but the padding that they were enclosed in wasn't up to the task of protecting them from a very sudden beaching. But there is needle thread, some liquid that just kind of some clear liquid in a vial that wasn't smashed, and
Right.
kind of a couple of medicinal herbs that have like pain relieving properties.
Dear.
Specifically, were mixed in water and consumed, ingested. There we go.
I must say, the healing arts are not exactly my forte. There might be someone better suited to this around here.
Fire
Well,
knife.
I can try and see what I can do. Now that I've had to sit back and think about it.
Oh, and there are also dressings. Obviously, it's a first aid kit.
Yeah. I'll have a closer look at this wound and see try and see exactly how bad it is. Can I see organs? Can I see
Okay.
bone or whatever?
Can I have another medicine check, please?
Yep, you can indeed. Please make it this time. 7.
There's certainly a lot of blood.
Yep.
And it definitely goes through his flesh to the muscle layer. There might be kind of at the extreme depths of the wound pieces of bone showing, but there's nothing that you would associate with viscera, shall we say.
Dear.
Oh
dear.
You do notice, however, that there are actually 3 parallel. The wound is 3 parallel wounds.
So something looks as if it slashed him 3 times, or
Yeah, that or something slashed him once with like 3 fingers or claws.
3
or something.
things. All right. Okay. Right. I'm putting away the possibility that he could potentially be linked with the boat, or that the boat might have done it when it was in its flesh sort of capacity. I don't even want to think about that. I'll just put that to one side. Gentlemen, ladies, what do you think? Do you trust?
At that, Mara's going to stand up and walk in the opposite direction, very visibly green around the gills, probably a good maybe 30, 40 feet away, and just hurl into the ocean.
Right.
That's fair.
As like Harate's looking at this, have you told us what you've said, like that it's close? Here and that, Cavius is gonna like stand up and find. Is there any sort of like rocks that are slightly higher than anything else, like a bit where you'd be able to stand up and look around, get a bit of a better view of the area?
Yes.
Or is it all flat?
Well, now that you're not immediately confronted with, oh god, I'm tied to a boat, and hey, that's the guy who makes really nice meals. There are rocks sticking out of the beach that you could feasibly stand on. The main problem is that about, let's say 20 feet away, so 20 feet away, so about 7 meters, a forest starts. So standing on a rock might let you see kind of landmarks sticking up above the forest, but it wouldn't necessarily show you much of the immediate area.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go and just like see what I can see in the closest surroundings me before it gets to the trees. Because I know we didn't see anything with like claws like that on the ship, so it seems like that's been done more recently.
Okay.
So I just want to have a look around to see if there's anything close by that could have done it.
Sure thing. Could I have a perception check, please?
What's that? A 15.
15. You don't see any. It's weird, actually. You don't see any tracks of anything that could have done this. You see tracks that you know are yours and the rest of the parties, and you see tracks that presumably were the crew's, because they kind of start on the beach away from the boat next to where something has probably been laying. But then they don't go very far, and then there's kind of a lot of, even to untrained eyes, like a lot of movement, like almost frantic movement. The sand has been churned up, and then just more depressions as if something's been lying down nearby. One of the depressions has something dark in it as well.
I'm gonna go over and have a look at the dark thing in the depression.
There is a dark brown feather the length of your forearm.
The length of my forearm. Okay, shit. I turn to everyone and go, "There's some sort of bird's done this, but we need to keep an eye out on the skies as well."
Try and move under the cover of the forest.
Well, hold on.
First
We're
thing
not
we've got to do.
Quite done.
When he says that, Rock's going to get up and he's like energized. He cares a bit more about this. He doesn't care about the guy.
In my past, where I come from, we wouldn't have left someone suffering like this.
No, we're not going to either. I can try and heal him with my powers, but
You can do that.
I can do that. Yes.
Okay.
Would you like me to?
You just left him
yes,
sort of suffering for a bit.
My
No.
suggestion was going to be a quick death because our medical treatments don't seem to be working.
To be fair, so far medical treatment is look at the blood, look at it more.
And then
No.
go vomit.
I'm going to use a cure light on him because, or cure wounds on him, because quite frankly, he doesn't deserve that, and he has served us up some pretty nice meals.
That's fair.
Have we recovered spell slots? Is the other question.
Let's say you were out long enough for a short rest. So it depends entirely on what kind of druid Hiraeth is.
I heard short rest, and as a warlock, I'm thrilled.
I was, as a slight digression, I was going through Foundry, the virtual tabletop option, and you can set rest times in that. And obviously the Player's Handbook one is 8 hours long, 1 hour short. And the Dungeon Master's Guide offers gritty realism at 7 days for a long rest, 8 hours for a short rest.
Oh, good grief.
Or then epic heroism, which is long rest is 1 hour, short rest is 1 minute.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't realise we were playing demigods. Although some of us
I
are
think as an
actually
avatar,
playing
I actually am.
demigods.
Yeah.
You have the potential.
Yeah, so I think I went for the Titan-based one, as I recall.
Oh, cool.
So
So you do. No, you don't get natural recover on that one, unfortunately. So
no, that's fine. Okay, so I will use cure wounds on him. For
you want to roll high if you want to talk to him. I mean, you're gonna save him no matter what, but
yeah. I mean, that's the point. Is just sort of making sure I save him rather than anything. So it's a 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. So come on, be nice to me. Oh, hang on, it was a 1d8. There. Oh, that's okay. So 4 plus. Does it go off my wisdom or my
wisdom for a druid?
Yeah, in that case, plus 4.
Nice. As Reese is an NPC, that's essentially. I think that's pretty much. I think they will have 11 hit points. The base NPC crew. He kind of starts with a low, almost scream, like deep in his chest, as the wound heals really quite quickly, and until he just ends up screaming. But he's alive and awake, and is going to sport an interesting scar for the rest of his life unless he gets that scene too magically.
Still screaming?
It tapers off, and he kind of because as he starts screaming, it sits up, and then as it tapers off, he falls back on the sand.
Right. Has anyone got some brandy or something?
Can probably find some of the ship's rum, maybe.
Yeah, that'll do.
Conveniently, there's some nearby.
As ever,
well.
I can provide a concussion.
We know that.
The same end point as alcohol.
Yeah.
Just much quicker.
The alcohol in this case is for the shock. I'll try and see how he's doing. If I can get him to have a sip of the brandy or of the rum, etc.
Yeah, he's totally happy to have a sip of the rum.
Yeah. So, what happened?
Well, I woke up. God, I wasn't going to do that. No, he's Welsh now, I guess.
Yep.
I woke up first, and everyone was unconscious. But then these beings came from the sky. But they had such a captivating song. And he kind of, like, his eyes kind of drift off as if he's remembering something remarkably beautiful. And then he kind of shudders and blinks back to himself. They took the crew that way, and he just kind of points inland.
Ah.
Oh.
Would I, as a lore bard, my background, I've gone around listening to stories, like trying to collate stories. Would I have heard anything of creatures like this?
Oh, most definitely. Arcana or nature check, please.
Let's see what's better. They're both not great.
That's all right, because you.
But an 18's okay.
Yeah, 18's okay. Also, because this is kind of what you do, is collect stories. Low DC for you. Harpies. He sounds like he's describing harpies.
Okay. Right. I just turn to everyone and say, I tell everyone they sound like harpies. They sing and charm anyone who can't hold back from it. And they're incredibly dangerous.
Let's go
Right.
get them.
And I'm gonna say we could do well to block our ears if we are going to go after them. And like, is there any sort of, I don't know, sails from the ship around or anything that we could cut down to like block our ears slightly so we won't get the full effect of the sound?
There is sailcloth nearby, certainly, and then there's also like candles for wax as well.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah, I'll break down a candle and put it sort of loosely in my ear so I can still hear the people around me for the minute, but so I'd be able to push it in as soon as there was any sign of.
Cavis, give it here.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I pass it around to everyone who is willing to take some.
He takes the candle and starts warming it in a little bit of fire. I think I've got a cantrip that'll do that.
Right.
Somewhere.
You
But
keep
makes
going
it
to.
more flexible.
Ah.
And then that will be better.
Yeah, as a Tempest avatar, she's gonna take Mara's gonna take her chunk. Just kind of like put it in between her palms and kind of rub it a little bit. And as her palms start glowing like a real dull orange, as she pulls it apart into like two separate chunks, and then presses it firmly and very deeply into her ears. And as you're talking, it's like, oh, pass it here. She just kind of looks on. It's like, what?
Very good. Young Reese.
One moment. I will take some oil from my herbalism kit. I will melt some candles down into the cloth and wax it and oil it so that it can go in and out without sticking.
Fair.
Hey, that's clever.
And if anybody else wants me to do the same for them,
Oh,
I
he's
will
right.
pass mine over to you to do that as well. Yeah.
so yeah, it's got oil on the outside, so it'll
Rock isn't that clever.
Young Reese,
Yes?
previous altercations aside, how are you in a fight?
It depends what the fight is against. Crabs I'm pretty good at, but shrieking women from the skies, less so.
Find yourself a stick as we go, boy.
Okay.
Why is your Welsh accent more Welsh than my Welsh accent?
I don't know. I mean, I obviously I know that accents have gradations, and I do graduated accents, but
No,
apparently
it was
Reese
good.
is very strong.
Goes with the name.
Yeah.
It's
I was
a
gonna
very
say,
Welsh
it is
name,
us.
isn't it? Yeah.
Mara, almost completely deaf, would like to kind of survey the forest line and see if there are any animal trails or anything we could potentially trek down. Try and find some form of, whether it be shelter or civilization.
That would be a perception or a survival.
I'm pretty sure I suck at both. Let me have a look at my sheet. Okay, so perception's very slightly better. We'll go for perception.
Look, fortunately, it's not a high DC to notice the overgrown but still pretty obvious track.
Yeah.
Wide enough for like 3 people to walk abreast.
Mara would walk over to it, and not understanding that everybody else is probably also deaf, we just start she'd be like, guys, come on over here, let's check this out, and like start gesturing down it, and she's like really excited to be back, like to be not on a boat where she was horribly seasick, and kind of, you know, like hanging out in it, like in a forest environment. It's like she's like, you can see her, she's sniffing the air, she's marveling at like this white sand beach, and like also really marveling at the wreckage, because this is something that she's never seen before and probably never will. Hopefully never will.
It's almost a shame it's gone back to being wood, because we could have probably stitched it up if it was flesh.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on.
Although not with my medicine roll.
Man, that would lend a whole new meaning to a tree surgeon, wouldn't it?
Oh.
The direction Mara's going, is that similar to the way Reese pointed out the way the Harpies went with the crew?
Yes, it
Or
is.
is
It is. You know,
It's the same way.
like kind of all of you know that the islands in this area of the world, just off the coast of the Pax list, they aren't generally that large. So pretty much everything's going to be in the same direction until you get past the middle of the island, and then it's just going to be behind you.
I'm just going to turn to everyone and just say we could probably do with a crew if we want to get off this island. Should anyone want to come and help me? Maybe try and get them back.
Yes, I think we should.
Definitely.
Rock's gonna grab his axe, point it to the sky, and just shout. He's ready. He's ready for action.
And also, just before we go, I'm going to look at everyone. Is no one too injured from that crash?
Just a little bumped and bruised, I think.
Yeah, none of you took damage. You just those of you who are tied up, you're just going to feel it in the morning. You're heavily bruised.
I don't just mean from the crashes, but like from the battle as
Oh,
well
of course.
beforehand. Just like anyone.
Oh no.
No one's injured now.
Mara, throughout her combat, was praying to the god of Twitch and received a hell of a lot of HP.
Yeah, yes, I forgot about that. Yeah. Just so I don't have to cure anyone before we go into the forest.
No, the Twitch was very benevolent last time.
Reminds me. I'll untie myself.
Just before we leave, is the boat in a state where if we had the crew it could be repaired, or is this a we are marooned until we find something else kind of situation?
Give me a.
How many pieces is the boat in?
Give me. This is more to notice something else, but could I have a perception check from.
Sure thing.
That's cool.
It's a 5 altogether.
5 altogether. You know that it's not going to go anywhere in the number of pieces that it currently is in.
It'll be here for some time.
Suspicious.
Have a look around the area. Do we look to be the only smashed up boat, or do there look to be other boats?
No, you seem to be the only only shipwreck on the beach.
Okay.
You can't even see any kind of rocks or anything in the shallows or going further out to sea.
Odd.
I think it came up, but just as a quick reminder, the captain had no idea what the weather phenomena was.
Yeah.
Not sure any of us really knew what it was.
I'm just gonna turn to Mara, because Mara's a. Oh no! So who's the? We've got a druid. Haraith, you're a druid, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to turn to Haraith and say, do you think you might be able to lead the way as a druid?
Yeah, I can
this
certainly
sort
see what I can do.
I will assist.
Why? Thank you, TT. So yeah, I'll have a look at the path that Mara's shown me. If people are happy for me to go first and see what's what, I will willingly do so. Hopefully we can find the captain, because the captain might have a better idea with the rest of the crew, because he will have a good idea of what we can't do with regards to the boat and getting off here. So yes, I shall start making my way into the forest.
Okay. The track, as I say, is rather overgrown. It's clearly been maintained in the past and had it's been people have cut trees out of the way, because you can see where stumps have been pulled out. Parts of it have been gravelled. There are still signs of wheel ruts in it.
Ah, right.
And it goes pretty straight for quite some time, just beneath the trees. Obviously, it's kind of a the trees aren't excessively thick, so they do let some sunlight through. But kind of even just stepping, I say kind of a lot, even stepping onto the road track. I'm going to say road for shorthand.
Yeah.
Because it's artificial, but it served that purpose. Even stepping onto the road under the cover of the trees, there is a lot of just heat and humidity from the vegetation.
Right. So it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Let's make sure we've got some plenty of water, gentlemen and ladies.
Should we, before we head away from the ship, should we see if there's any barrels of water, small ones maybe?
Any resource we could conceivably carry.
Oh yeah, alternatively that, to be less specific.
There's there's supplies from the boat.
I guess we'll just
Rock.
provision ourselves for.
Yeah.
Rock is going to point out that there's water everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, Rock.
I just shout, I go,
right.
Rock, don't drink that. To try and pull Rock away from the,
Don't drink
ocean.
If we can, are we going to be able to pull? Will we be able to pull any of the boat to the shore, so that we've at least got the pieces safe?
A lot of it's already on the shore, to
All
be
right.
fair.
So we didn't need to worry about that. All right. Let's do this.
Leroy?
You get the
Very
raised.
long time.
You get the raised eyebrow.
Who is this Leroy?
Right.
Yeah, there's no need to worry about provisions or anything. There's enough scattered among the wreckage of the boat. As you're collecting stuff, you do notice that the boat's longboat is intact.
Excellent.
It's not going to fit everyone, but it's intact.
Oh, that's okay. You don't need rock.
You're really lucky. My ears are, just covered up.
I think I'm saying now. I've
Mara's
got
going
my.
to ask Rock that if he can grow, can he shrink?
Well, no.
When it's cold.
Oh,
yeah. Are we in the Mediterranean waters, sort of, or is it more Atlantic Ocean?
More med.
That's the question.
More med.
Oh, then probably not. Probably not. When you ask him, Mark will just go, "Why would I want to drink?"
So we could all fit comfortably within the boat. You seem to be among the largest of us.
I'll get larger.
Oh, so push. Great idea.
The other option is that we could tie somebody onto the back, onto say a couple of planks.
Do like a raft trailer situation.
Yeah, Mara raises her hand and just says, "Not it."
I was kind of hoping it would be like a ski, water skiing sort of situation.
Yeah, we'd have to roll really fast for that.
Who's on the oars to produce that kind of momentum?
That's a rock is useful.
Yeah, I got quite a high strength roll, so.
Well, there we go. Oh, we've got a roll for you then. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
You
In terms of march order, I would probably go towards the front.
I'll be somewhere in the middle.
I'll bring up the rear, and I'll have my great axe out, and I'm just ready.
I'm assisting Hiraeth with the pathfinding, so I'll probably be second.
Yep.
Okay.
Happy with that.
I'll be up near the front, so I know third, fourth, just as close to the front as I can get without actually having to do all of the hard work.
So being in the middle, basically.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there is.
But Cavius would be saying it was near the front.
Yeah. It's all about the spin you put on it.
Yes, exactly.
Fortunately, there is little hard work to do. The pathfinding skills are not really needed. As I say, it's clearly been a road at some point, and while yes, it's overgrown, it's not too overgrown. You can still navigate it quite easily. Once you step under the trees, as I mentioned, it becomes very hot, close, humid. You lose the sounds of the sea quite quickly and the seabirds, but this forest is definitely very much alive. You can hear things moving in the undergrowth. You can hear things moving through the treetops. And you're kind of walking like this for a while. The most uncomfortable thing is the humidity. There's no the forest doesn't feel dangerous. It just feels almost lonely. And you're walking for maybe half an hour before anything changes, and you reach a fork in the road. It keeps going straight, or it goes to the right.
Right. Check
Rock is bored.
what's going on to the right first of all. Just see if there's any sort of recent tracks or any sort of recent disturbances.
Okay, could you make a perception roll, please?
I'm
Check.
going to lean forward and I'm going to lean forward and lean onto Parade and say, well, what can you see here? And just put my hand on his shoulder and cast guidance.
Oh, I like
so you
that.
get an extra D4.
Okay, so that's 14 and... Okay, so that's 17.
17?
Yeah.
You're reasonably sure there's no recent activity on this track.
Okay, I think we're good to go straight on. There doesn't look to be anything dodgy. And I'll check the straight on track as well.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna be like, "Let's go, fly."
Me, so that would be 16 on that.
Again, you're reasonably sure there's no recent activity. Beyond just animal movement.
So there's no recent activity either way, no scuffling.
No signs of a struggle, nothing.
Can have a look around to see if there's any feathers, because if they're flying, why would they leave a trail?
Yeah, are they strong enough to pick up people?
Oh wait, no, I'm Rock. Can someone else cleverer say that? You wouldn't know.
Well, no.
Yeah.
The great thing about playing a low-end character, dude, is thinking about how that character would have the ideas that you have.
True. Ha! Bird fly.
Yes,
I read a lot
well
of
done.
I've read a lot of Hulk comics ready for this character, you know.
Yeah. Birds fly. Are harpies big enough? Would harpies be able to take on crew? Could they carry them?
As far as Cavius is concerned, maybe. Like, because I forget what gender Cavius is. Sorry.
Male. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
male.
As far as he's concerned, I'm gonna collate that information afterwards. As far as he's concerned, they're humanoid sized. Like, if they were strong enough to pick someone up and fly, they probably could.
Very well.
I'm gonna turn to Reese and say, how many harpies did you see?
Right. No one look at the stream for a moment, because I'm going to have to count how many are in the character tab.
Please stream snipe him.
Covering up the stream with my hand.
That's all right.
I never thought
old
stream
school.
sniping a D&D game would be something that would possibly occur.
I really don't care. Well, obviously, a lot of D&D streams don't show the map. They just show like the chat for the roles and stuff. Which, like, one of my friends wants to see the DM view of the game, so that's why I'm doing it this way, and also because it just makes more sense. Like,
I didn't think about that until I rewatched the start of the last session earlier today on YouTube because I wanted to remember everyone's names.
Yeah.
Clever.
And I realised that there was so much more on the stream than there was that we could see.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I was like, I can't do that. I can't. It takes the immersion out of it.
I don't mind.
It would make it. Oh no! It makes it too easy. Gets rid of the challenge. It's like the people who sit at the game with the monster manual in front of us.
Who does that?
I don't need to. No. Like, my philosophy is you're gonna figure out AC really quickly.
Yeah, it's not AC though. It's like resistances and stuff. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but I try to narrate if something has resistances anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, ha, gotcha. Everything needs to be fair. The only way that I will deal with, because I don't even fudge rolls, and obviously using virtual tabletop, you really can't, especially if you're just clicking a roller. I just decide, hey, these creatures are not going to be as smart or as tactical this time around, or they're reacting to this poorly. So their tactics go out the window.
But what if all this was a double bluff, and now we think, oh, he's going to be fair, and then
DMs be fair.
I have to be. No one comes back if I'm not. Anyway, what was the question? What were we talking about? Numbers.
Many harpies?
How
many harpies did Reese see?
He frowns for a moment. 6, I think.
And we know there were, I think, there were about 6 members of Dragonborn crew.
There was 7 Dragonborn crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're on the map, you can just count them.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, sorry, 6. Yeah.
Okay. So I just go with that. If the harpies took 1 Dragonborn each, then there's a chance that they did just fly.
Stand to reason.
All right, Reese is the 7th crew member. I was like, where's the 7th one gone?
Yeah, I turn to Peter Ray. Yeah, I just go. I bow to superior knowledge of this sort of thing. We're just putting you in a position.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
As a druid, I just assumed that you would know a bit more about getting through a forest.
Getting through a forest.
I mean, I am a pretty seasoned wanderer of this world. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they can fly with one of the crew members, then yeah, it would be up and over. Lovely.
Mara, having spent a period of time as like a feral child in some woods, feels rather at home right now. And is really enjoying the breeze in her hair and rustling of the tree leaves. And is also not very concerned about being plucked off by harpies because she's never seen one.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Instead of looking for the crew,
Look for the
we
harpies.
allow the harpies to bring us to the crew.
It has potential.
If they come to us, we kill them. We then still have to find their lair, nest, whatever.
Yes, but you saw what happened to Reese.
There's also the issue of perhaps they don't take live prey.
1 minute.
Well, in that case, the crew's already dead and our search is fruitless.
Can I make for a Snow White moment and see if I can speak to one of the undoubtedly numerous birds in the woods, forest?
Would that be a speak with animals?
It would indeed.
Then you sure can.
Okay. I don't know how this is going to work, but I shall see what I can do. So yes, I'll cast Speak with Animals at a relatively intelligent-looking bird, which I know generally isn't the case because owls look intelligent, but they really are not. They are stupid. But if it's a sort of cockatoo style or a minor bird or something magpie-ish, something with a little bit of nonce.
Yeah, there's a bird that fits that description, let's say.
Excellent. Greetings, you over there. I'll say in as best a dialect as I can in this bird language. Can you understand me?
It kind of just cocks its head and clicks its beak, which you just instinctively know means yes.
Excellent. Have you seen any big human birds? If so, which direction have they gone? Would you be able to sort of guide us there? We have food to share, and I will offer a hand of something that is plant-based and also a little bit of jerky just in case it's a carnivorous style, because I don't know these islands.
When you mention the human birds, kind of its feathers fluff up. There's like an instinctive reaction, and it shakes to settle them again. But it does hop onto your hand to take some food.
Excellent. They've taken some of our flock, so if you could guide us, we will make sure you're rewarded in grain or food, whatever you prefer.
It flutters from your hand to a tree slightly down the right-hand track.
Excellent. Crew, let's follow that bird.
With waxing her ears, Mara's going to say, what?
The bird. Follow the bird.
I was trying to say,
Flat hands, flat hand and points. Yes.
Did the rest of us was she speaking Druid? Common to the rest of us, or sort of in bird style?
I was speaking common for the rest of you, bird to the bird.
Oh, right, okay. Rock's just going to sort of accept it.
Yeah. and I'm also going to sign flappy, flappy hands, follow.
Okay.
That sounds like a kid's song, like.
Do you all follow the bird up the track?
Sure.
I follow Harith. If Harith's following the birds,
Fair.
I'll follow Harith.
Fair. The track is largely the same as the track that you were on, actually. It's slightly narrower. There are no signs of vehicles. There are no wheel ruts. It's not gravelled in any places. It's just kind of hard pack. And after a good maybe 10 minutes of walking, with the bird just flapping ahead a couple of trees, looking back, flapping ahead a couple of trees, it does start to go up a shallow but noticeable incline.
Right.
And assuming you don't deviate from the path, another 15 minutes or so later, the trees do kind of stop. Not just hard cut, they do kind of peter out gently. And you're more of a the island's not terribly large, so it's kind of like a small moorland area, just kind of tufty grasses, small patches of lavender. But ahead of you, you can see a palisade around presumably a village or town of some kind, built against a mountain. And the bird kind of leads you to the palisade. The gate is closed. The bird kind of stops on top of the palisade wall, catches your attention, Hiraeth, and kind of, through a combination of body language and magic, yours, not its, conveys that the human birds are at the top of the mountain.
Excellent. I shall reward the bird for its guidance as best I can. If other people want to sort of add to a little sort of food pile for it, please feel free.
Sure.
I'll take just a little bit of bread out of my rations.
Spare.
Fast food joint.
And I will thank the bird very graciously.
It kind of it dips its beak in what could be a nod, if it had a properly articulated neck to do so.
Excellent. Right.
How far ahead of us is the gate to in the palisade?
So the path takes you straight to the foot of the palisade, to the main gate. It's not very far. It can be as far as you want it to be, basically. It is closed. The palisade is made of large, probably tree trunks, just sharpened at the top. And some of you might recognize fire sharpening, some of you might not. They just kind of look a bit charred and blackened around the spikes. But they are, like, there is a layer of moss on the outside of them, and you can see where kind of trees have been cut down in front of the palisade, but there is new growth, like small saplings growing up between them. And the palisade seems to go all the way around whatever this settlement is to the mountain itself. There's like three sides of a rough square, let's say.
Is there any sign of life beyond this palisade? Is the track more worn here? Are there any signs of maybe like lit torches or any smoke trailing into the air beyond the palisade?
I take no small pleasure in saying this, but you hear nothing. And the large gate is closed. However, you cannot see any signs of smoke, and you the track is still there's grass growing through the hard pack. And kind of plants and things.
Gotcha.
From where we are,
sorry, go on.
From where we are, does the gate look locked? Does it look closed?
It's closed. That's as much as you can tell from here.
Well, we couldn't tell if it was locked or not.
Walk up to the gate and give it like a real shove with her shoulder.
It moves slightly and then hits a bar or something on the other side.
Gotcha. Mara's going to relay this to the rest of the group, but it's going to come out kind of like speech blocked because she's still got wax in her ears. It's going to be like, gay blocked. And like she's like tilting her head and like tapping the other side a little bit.
Hiraeth will unblock her ears using her nicely sort of clothed, what's the word?
Earplugs.
Earplugs. Yeah, that's the word.
I've been having that kind of a day.
Right.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Those things that exist in real life.
Yes. Yeah. And we'll see if she can hear anything from inside.
Can I have a perception check, please?
You can indeed. So that's 18.
Nice. You can't hear any sounds of movement. The wind kind of brings with it the sound of hinges squeaking, but like rhythmically as if something's swinging backwards and forwards.
Yep.
More than one sources of that sound, but that is it.
Right. So I will relay that to the rest of the party by either saying I can only hear sort of squeaky gates, cups ears, does a sort of swingy gates, and then shrugs to sort of show that's it.
Rark, Be a dear and open the door for us, would you?
Wow. I could possibly try climbing up the wall or something and peeping over, or
Mara
Just put
offers
your back
to
into it.
Mara offers to levitate over the wall and try and dislodge the blockage from the other side, whilst Rock pushes.
That's a nice idea.
Before we do that, you said the door swings open a little bit and then stops against a bar, so there's a bit of give in it.
Yeah.
Is there enough give that we can get like a blade or a sword through just to lift the bar off the hinge?
There is, yes.
Yeah, that'd be.
Thraz will just do that.
What kind of blade are you using?
I've got my flint daggers, somewhere between a dagger and a short sword.
Okay. Because Mara wasn't really looking for that information, it's a sizable plank of wood.
So is it something I can lift in that method going through? Or is
Not
it
with a
gonna be too
knife,
heavy?
you'd need something stronger.
A
Okay,
rock.
crowbar.
Mark,
Yeah.
Yeah,
your blade
yeah,
through
exactly.
here.
I'll put one of my javelins in there.
Okay.
Okay.
And up.
Can I have a strength check, please?
I will assist.
Yeah, just a saving throw. Well, it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, let's say athletics. Let's say athletics. It's concerted muscular effort.
And if Throck's taking the help action, that's with advantage, right?
If someone's helping.
Yep.
Oh, good. I needed it.
Yeah, I was helping. I said it.
Cool.
I will
That's
assist.
So it's
fine.
this
Oh.
plus 5. Oh, 14.
14. You're struggling. You just can't get the leverage to lift it out of presumably the two brackets that it's resting in. It gets up a smidge, and then you run out of leverage, and it drops back down into position. The whole gate kind of shake. Not the gate. The piece of the palisade on either side of the gate, presumably where the brackets themselves are, kind of shake slightly as the plank falls back.
In anger, can I shake the gate?
Sure. Go for another athletics check.
Oh, God. So that's 17.
17. You on the other side of the gate. Yeah, it's my chat stopped updating. On the other side of the gate, you hear kind of tortured metal, and then a chunk, and then a solid thud as something hits the floor. Another party defeated by the most terrible foe. Doors.
The door.
Yeah,
goddamn doors, man.
I'm just shaking the gate and swearing. That's about it.
Ryan, the first game I ever played with you, we spent 20 minutes trying to get through a door that I ended up Eldritch blasting our way through. In the end, you just said it was pull, not push.
It was.
And it was complete. It was unlocked.
It was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Do you keep shaking the gate?
Yeah.
Okay, you keep shaking the gate, and on like the third shake, the right-hand gate just falls in.
Yeah.
Hey.
It doesn't fall. It doesn't fall completely in. It kind of just like falls backwards, maybe like 10 degrees, and then just rests on something.
Does the something say "ow"?
No.
If it could, would you hear it?
Do you speak door or wood?
Wait, let me check my languages.
I believe Rock might be proficient.
Does Sylvan, does Sylvan count?
No, it sounds like it hits wood.
Well, I'm
And
happy now. I've broken the door.
Big gate, and then like maybe 10 seconds later, there's the sound of wood snapping, and the door falls completely over.
I'm gonna just walk through the open doors that nobody's walked through yet.
You can see that whatever, let's say, Rock's unique door opening method has pushed one of the brackets out of the rotten wood, which caused the plank to fall down, which obviously meant the door was basically being held up by nothing. but the hinges, and he's a strong person.
I defeated the door. The day is saved.
But
Good
You
boy,
certainly
Rock.
did. Very well done.
Good boy. I'll reach into my rations and pull out a biscuit and give it to Rock.
Pat's,
I mean, if we're going to start doing Scooby snacks, I'm well on board for this.
Pat's on head. The scene that Rock has revealed for you, though, is what could best be described as a ghost town. There are a handful of buildings along what is pretty obviously a main street. There's like paving stones have been laid down, weeds growing up through them. A couple of them are cracked. You can see that the windows are like there's no lights behind them. A couple of them are shuttered. A couple of them, the shutters kind of hang loose in one or two places. Like the shutter clearly should be there, but is on the floor. The doors are all closed, and at the far end of the path that you can see, there is a fountain, no longer projecting water, no longer in use. And then behind that, just some kind of maybe longhouse church kind of structure, apparently built against the mountain itself.
What's the fountain made of?
Are you going close to it?
Or to have a look in the fountain, yes.
I don't like that smile Ryan has.
Make a suitable roll, I guess, perception or nature, or just intelligence. Depends how you're approaching it.
The problem with having the stream on is I can just see when Ryan smiles, and that scares me.
Intelligence investigation without.
If you want to use investigation.
Okay.
See, I'm not watching him. I'm playing this hard mode.
Well, there's also a 20-second delay on the stream.
God, my roll stats are 4. I do not notice anything.
It's made of stone.
That does tell me something. They can work stone to create a fountain, yet they
To be
build
fair,
a
it does take
palisade
me
wall.
about 20 seconds to work out what everything's going on. So
Yeah,
I
it's
talk to the stream.
it's a large-ish kind of bowl made of clearly worked stone. You can see carvings.
Is there
Inside
anything else of stone here?
the building, some of the foundations, not foundations. Like there's a course of quote unquote bricks, presumably to stop damp, and then wood on top, built on top of that for pretty much all of the buildings. The entire longhouse church structure, whatever that is entirely stone, apart from the roof, which is thatch.
You said that it's like sort of built with the mountain at the back of the longhouse. How high up is the mountain?
Very, very tall.
We're not near the top of the mountain. This is a huge mountain.
Yeah, you're maybe a quarter, if that's it.
Okay, yeah, sure. Karis is gonna draw his rapier because this all feels a little bit spooky. And just look into just the nearest building on the right, just sort of peek through the window and see if they can see anything.
Okay. It's a room in disarray that you can see. Clearly some kind of... I mean, these buildings aren't large. There seems to have been a house of some kind. But you can see where there's like a small seating area, maybe like dining area not too far from it. But the chairs have been knocked over. There's no food or anything on the table, but the crockery is kind of on the floor. Some of it is on the floor, smashed.
How does it look like it was left like this a very long time ago, or was it more recently? Is it like is the stuff that's on the floor? Is it covered in dust, or is it just like?
From here, you can't see.
I can't see. I'm just gonna poke my head through the window and try and get a closer look.
Are you breaking the window to do so?
Oh, so the windows. Sorry, I thought the windows had like. You said the shutters had came in, but there's still glass in there.
Yeah, it's shutters on the outside and then a glass window that you can lift to close the shutters if you so choose.
Okay, no, I'm not going to break. No, 'cause that feels like it'll bring some sort of evil on us. Kavish just stands back and sort of walks up towards the fountain where Thrascool is. I'll just walk over there.
Okay.
Whilst everyone else is.
Yeah, the fountain is, as I say, is like a large stone bowl, about, let's say, half full of stagnant water. The actual fountain bit itself in the middle, it just seems to be like a carved obelisk of some kind.
Are the carvings on it? Are there like letters on it, writing on it, or is it?
More kind of abstract geometric shapes.
Ryan.
Oh, which could be letters.
Yeah, they could be letters.
But not ones you
Mara
recognise.
is kind of a history nerd. If she were to examine this statue, could she draw on her wells of historical knowledge to try and figure out what it is?
Sure, make a history check.
That isn't the best, but
It's a fountain.
it's a fountain.
It's a fountain that kind of seems to mimic carving techniques from within the last century.
Gotcha. I would relay this to the party, which, given by the state of disarray this place in, I would assume that it's probably been at least a decade, if not more.
And it's dry. Does this look as if it would have been the main source of water?
It does not look like a drinking fountain.
Right.
Kind of anyone who's kind of standing around the fountain can see like a hand operated pump.
Right.
I turn to Horace and say that bird was leading us to the Harpies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's taken us here. Where did the birds go after that?
The bird flew back because, quite frankly, I think it was nervous about what was going to happen to it should it fall into the grip of a harpy. It might well be that this was where it knew the harpies to have been residing for a while. I don't know. Or it might be that this is the access to the mountain where they can fly.
Mm-hmm.
It might also be worth thinking of using this setup as bait for the harpies to get them to come down to us rather than us go up to them.
Actually, that's a good point. Ryan, are there any further signs of activity on this side of the palisade than there were on the others? Are there any dropped feathers or guano or scratches in the soil, or are there any cinders from any like old fires?
Make a perception check.
Great. Perception.
You can't see any signs of kind of human's the wrong word.
Civilization.
Yeah, you can't see any signs of people being outside of the buildings here. Everything that you can see just suggests that this has been in some large state of disrepair for a while.
Okay. If I can, I'd like to expand my search to one of the buildings.
Okay.
And kind of make another perception check to look inside one.
Yeah, sure thing.
I will assist.
Thank you very much.
I'll go with him, but I'm not really assisting anyone.
You're just gonna loom,
Obstructing.
just loom in the background.
I'm loitering.
Thraz is providing a little bit of extra light with his burning knives.
That's fair. You see largely what Kavia saw, a house in disarray, but with the extra light from TT's knife, you do see like feet sticking out from behind a doorframe.
Mm-hmm. Are they attached to anything?
well, you see feet and legs, but they are, you know their feet because there is shoes, and you know their legs because you can see the bones.
Oh.
Gross.
How closely was Thrasgul following Mara?
Quite closely.
You probably should make a dexterity check.
Very well. Check or saving throw. This is an area of effect I'm avoiding.
It should probably be a saving throw because there's about to be a puddle on the floor directly behind Mara.
Oh no!
I'm not doing well at the dice today.
Gosh.
My shoes.
Those are some painted boots. You'd think after all of that chucking up on the beach, she would have nothing to throw up, but no, she has a second stomach purely for nausea.
It's where she keeps the diced carrots, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, lovely stuff.
So it looks like someone was knocked clean out of his shoes.
Oh.
So yeah, Mara's going to stagger out and gesture to the party outside as that we found a skeleton.
You're looking a little green.
Yes.
So are Thraz's boots.
I do need to clarify, is the rest of the skeleton behind the door, or is it just the feet?
You can't see from here.
I look behind the door.
But you'd have to go into the... It's in a mid-building room. So you'd have to go into the building to see it. The door appears to be closed and or locked.
Open the door.
Okay.
I'm good at opening doors.
Break the door. I can break a door.
Just simple strength check, please.
You say that.
Very simple strength check.
Oh, thank God, my first double digit of the night. 16.
Yeah, the door breaks. And going inside, there is an entire skeleton wearing clothes, stained, and there's enough kind of staining on the floor, which is just a simple wooden floorboard affair, to deduce where the body went.
When you say a skeleton's wearing clothes, you mean on the floor, not moving?
Yeah, just lying there.
Not just sitting at the table. Right?
I'll bring
No,
out the skull
actually,
and just put it down on the fountain.
Charlemagne. Ramses is somebody else. Ramses is there.
I'll bring out the skull and put it down on the fountain. Long gone, I'm afraid.
Ah.
Whilst they go into the hut, can I peer into the sky to see if we can see any, I guess, harpy shadows or things moving in the sky?
Perception check, please.
Certainly. Where's it going? Oh.
It's good enough. Way at the top of the mountain, not quite at the summit, just a bit below it, you can see kind of what you think might be a strip of dark green, implying like a small plateau area, and you can see a couple of... Oh, they look like birds, but from this distance they'd have to be pretty big birds, just flying around it.
When they come back out the house, I say, I think the harpies might be up there, and I point basically to the apex of the mountain.
Let's go then.
Does this seem to be a path that takes us up there, or
No, the only... Like, the path led you here, and then the street just terminates at the longhouse.
Might I revisit my earlier plan of luring them to bring us up there, saving us an arduous, almost vertical climb?
to actually carry us up to the top and
No.
we fight them there?
We fight them down here. I think we've got cover. If we can lure them down here, we can pick them off here on our turf.
But then we still have an arduous vertical climb to get the crew.
Yeah, but it won't be quite as arduous with them pecking at our asses than it will be with us going up there without them
If
Hacking.
I mean, you're a druid, so you have some knowledge of the natural world. If they function anything like carnivorous birds, they might be a while before they leave the nest again.
Ah, right. So
There
we
is
are going to have to go up.
a lot of
We
flesh
could-
on a dragonborn sailor.
We could shout and get them to notice us and fight them here.
I mean, I could try firing my shotgun a few times. That might attract them.
They do already have a meal.
They have a meal. That might actually slow them down somewhat. Hopefully full bellies will make them less less dexterous in the sky.
A bit more sleepy.
Yeah. And you say they're on a plateau that's part of the way up, not fully way up.
Yeah, it's quite near the top.
I'm wondering if we could get the drop on them then.
Oh, as in literally jump down from the like, basically the peak.
Yeah, it's a shame we don't have any nets.
Indeed.
See where I'm going with this?
I do see where you're going with this. We could try fashioning some out of the sail of the ship.
Did anyone
Oh,
bring the sail with them
No.
No, we brought some chunks to use as earplugs. but
as
that's about
earplugs,
it.
but not the rest of the sail? Yeah.
Admittedly, an entire sail might have been a bit unwieldy to trek through the woods with.
Just
Yes.
a smidge.
Yeah.
If I became giant, would climbing the mountain be easier for me?
You would have advantage on athletics checks, but you can only be that size. Well, because you'd be raging. But you can only be that size for a minute max at this level, I believe, and you have to take
Yeah.
damage every turn or make an attack every
Well,
turn.
yeah, that would be fine. I could just have someone poke me with a stick. As I'm
Just
Well,
keep
Mara-
biting yourself as you
Happily
climb.
punch
I-
the thigh.
It's going to take you more than a minute to climb the mountain.
Oh. I just had visions of just going huge, grab everyone. Right, let's go.
Just like Hulk jump
What if
up.
I threw everyone?
As this is going on, Cavius is just going to sort of take a look closer to the mountain towards where like the longhouse is. Is there any way Cavius could look through? Is there a window or a door to look into the longhouse?
There are there is a door. Obviously, it's a huge double door, and there are windows in it, but they're pretty high up, almost 7 feet up, just beneath the eaves of the thatched roof.
7 feet up. I think I'm like 6'6", so that's no good. I'm gonna shout over to Rock and say, "Can you give me a boost?"
I will boost.
Okay. There's no roll required. Within, you can see a. It seems like it's what it appeared to be from the outside. It's a long house and religious structure combined. You've got at one end there's clearly an altar and pews, and at the other end there's like large fire pit, tables pushed up against the walls, small stage. Also scattered throughout the longhouse are bodies.
Oh.
Are they like fresh bodies or are they skeletons?
They're skeletons.
The skeletons. Okay.
Oh.
I just think when you described this before, did you say it was built into the mountain or like built against the mountain?
From the outside, it looks like it's built against, but with your new view, you can see that there is an alcove which holds this kind of almost totem-like effigy, in like a bit that presumably goes into the mountain a little bit.
I'm gonna turn to her and say that there might be another way through here. It looks like this is built into the mountain.
Oh.
I'll like jump down from Thraskrul's, from Rock's shoulders and go to the door. But I'm gonna say we should probably. I'll open the door, but we should be ready. There are skeletons inside. I'm not sure whether there's something that might attack us.
The door is barred. You can tell because when you move it, it does the same thing as the gate did.
Oh no. Okay.
This is my expertise.
How are you approaching the
What?
door?
Oh, sorry. So I approached the door and I went to sort of push it and see if I could move it at all.
No, I thought Rock was going to try and break it. That was...
Oh yeah, sorry. That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I was playing the part, and I just sort of stood there.
Oh, yeah. So
on-
everyone should. So I'm just staring at you, waiting for you to try and break through the door.
Well, eventually,
Mara's
you
going
can
to
see
give Rock some
the
encouragement.
fort appears in his head. I look at my great axe, I look at the door, and I go for
Give
it.
him time. Give him time.
I tap you on the back and go, "Come on, you've got this, big lads." And again, I'll cast guidance as I tap you on the back. To give you
Yeah,
that
probably,
little
to
extra
be fair,
D4.
he probably needs it.
So are you forcing the door? Are you attacking it with your axe?
I'm attacking it with my axe.
Make an attack roll with your axe, please. It's a door. Its AC is 10. It's a static object. I believe does guidance apply to attack rolls as well as skill checks?
I think so, but because it's an action. Let's see here.
I think it does because resistance is the saving throw
I think it's
one.
the same. Yeah.
So that would be
before
plus
the spell ends. It
5.
can. It can add the number roll to one ability check of its choice. No, obviously not. It's just for ability checks.
Okay.
Right, so no D4, but my attack bonus is plus 5,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I beat the AC. Yeah.
You beat the AC of the door. Please roll damage for the door. I must ask, are you using poison or psychic damage? Because objects are immune to those damage types.
I'm only using psychic damage in the sense that I'm an idiot.
Okay,
Does that help?
that's fine.
Rock thinks it's psychic damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 6 damage.
Okay, you're not through the door yet, but there is a large gash in it. You have, however, chopped clean through the bar on the other side.
Nice.
Which you can tell because
I,
there's the sound of 2 pieces of wood hitting the ground, roughly the same time.
I'll attack it again with great a gusto.
Go for it.
Have you tried pulling?
Oh, that's a 20. That's a 24 to hit. Does that hit?
Yes, that hits. That hits.
And that's another 6 damage.
Yeah, you'd put a cross. You've basically made a cross in the door, and kind of it's still attached. It's still mostly whole, apart from these 2 giant crosswise slashes, and the doors just kind of swing open. And you know in your heart of hearts, you did that.
Yes. I'm gonna let out a triumphant shout, which I won't do for everyone's ears to protect them.
I mean,
our ears are blocked with wax. Don't worry.
Oh well.
The one thing.
Only our characters had the wax.
man,
The one thing that can probably hear you is halfway up that mountain.
I am.
Well, and whoever's in my front room.
Yeah, I am so happy I've turned down the audio input from Zoom in Streamlabs.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
The door is
I'll
open.
stand to the side to the door, just looking pleased with myself. Like when a dog finds a big stick.
I
fair.
scratch him behind his ear as I walk into the longhouse.
Okay.
Mara's gonna follow in, hot on the heels through the door.
Okay, that's fair. You see,
Wraith will wander over as well.
you see the scene that I described to Cavius. Bodies basically scattered throughout the entire building. They do appear to be clustered, like 3 or 4, sometimes more. But there's as I say, there's opposite you. There's a totem effigy of some kind that stretches floor to ceiling. To the right, you've got an altar, pews, and to the left is more of like a function room, essentially.
Having braced herself, Mara does not upchuck her lunch this time.
Could I see if that this is any religion that I might know of.
Please make a religion check.
+3, 18.
18?
Yep.
It's so that I guess because obviously you guys have read all the text, but people in chat may not have. For reference, as you can see on screen, quite largely this is Patreon material for a homebrew setting. The dominant religion is the 12, who are actual literal walking gods, who roam the world sometimes. This isn't any of one of the 12, but there are numerous spirits that are worshipped. You don't recognize the exact spirit, but there's enough iconography in its presumably like ritual tools or implements and the plants and things carved onto it. This is probably kind of some maybe frontier protection spirit.
Right. I'll relay that back to the rest of us.
Can I go over to the skeletons and see if I can sort of work out what it was that killed? Like, I just investigate them to see. You said some of them are in sort of groups.
Yeah, certainly.
Like, try and work out what it was that killed.
Make a medicine check, please.
Medicine. Oh, ooh. Okay. That's a 12.
12. There's no signs of injury. Like, there's no nicking of bone. There's no broken bones. All of the bones are intact. The bones around... I mean, this is where it gets a bit topical. The bones around kind of the rib cage, so the ribs, I guess, are all pitted, though. Like, in every skeleton that you find.
Pitted?
Pitted, like...
They were hit with things.
Claws?
Okay, right.
No, it's like just tiny holes in the bone.
Oh.
Tiny holes.
Yeah,
like hollow bones, do you mean? Or...
Like a sponge.
Yeah, like
hollow bones, like a sponge, like a bird's bones.
No,
yes.
no.
No?
Like someone's taken a tiny drill and put tiny holes in all of the bones.
Oh.
It's not regular. There seems to be no pattern to the damage, but all of the rib cages are damaged in the same way.
So you say a tiny drill, or I guess with a 12, I probably wouldn't be able to know.
No.
That it could be. Okay, yeah, no.
It's just this is what it looks like, and I'm not very good at describing things sometimes, so I went to
I
went to the serial killer explanation.
The one we all understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I relay that to everyone. With the 12, can I tell like how long they've been dead, or like can I tell whether it's been a couple of weeks or a couple of years or?
You don't get reduced to a skeleton in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless there's a bunch of lamp piranhas about.
Yeah, or like
or ghouls or something like that.
Flesh-eating bugs.
Yeah.
Those hamsters, they'll turn a man to bone in one.
I say April Fool's update for next year. Die a hamster.
I relay that to everyone, but I also say this place seems to be built into the mountain. I point towards the back where I thought it dug into the mountain itself.
Right.
And I sort of wait to see if anyone else sort of goes forward before I sort of follow up.
Yeah, Mara will heroically flee from the dead skeletons towards deeper into the cabin.
Okay. Longhouse.
Yes, sorry, the longhouse.
There's more skeletons in there.
I'll go in further and have a closer look at these holes.
Okay, make a medicine check if you want.
I can. I can't guarantee what it'll be like, considering.
Yeah.
9. No.
I mean, you see the same. You see that clearly something has happened to these rib cages.
Is it just on the rib cages?
Just on the rib cages.
Ooh.
And upsetting.
They're going for they're trying to get to the good stuff.
tasty rib
if I recall rightly, Reese was clawed on the rib cage, wasn't he?
It was Reese's side.
That's close to the ribcage.
Yep. Mara with like a hand over her mouth and eyes kind of really teary from trying to hold back the nausea, says perhaps it was worms?
I must admit, that's kind of where my mind jumped, I'm not going to lie.
My mind jumped to teeth.
When
Creature with a beak
Mara,
stripping flesh from the bone.
when Mara starts to look like she's going to puke again, Rock's going to sort of step away from her. He's been there for 3 pukes now. He's done.
You look at her and she's kind of clutching like the middle of her tunic with like one hand like real tightly and the other one's keeping it over her face.
No, carry on.
I was going to say, I'm not like sprinting away, I'm just sort of edging like, oh.
Not again.
I'll mouth to him, I reckon we'll do another 2 of those.
So because you'd have to be, I assume, how far into this long hall is Rock? Or is he in the doorway?
No, he's... I don't know, I said that for comedic purposes. Yeah, I'm still near the doorway.
Okay, so Hiraeth has to turn around to do this, and there's no one else has turned around. Hiraeth, you notice carved into the wood of the doorframe, and then kind of like daubed on the back of on just the back on the wall on the inside, only on the front wall. Prayers for health, protection, sanctuary, security.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
That's oops. They didn't. Their gods and their spirits didn't exactly do what they wanted them to do.
I was Cavius is going to look around the room and see if the door was barred. Are any of the windows broken?
No. You yourself know how difficult it is to get to the windows.
Yeah.
They're pretty small. You'd have to kind of just lie on your front to get through one.
I just that whatever did this, they got in some other way. There's another entrance in here.
Oh.
Can't we?
If they were inside long enough to do prayers on the walls, and the doors are barred and the windows aren't broken, whatever did this to them must have got in through another entrance.
Perhaps they were just sick.
They're all... Rock's going to say again, but birds fly.
Yes, Rock. Yes, they do.
Rock, perhaps it wasn't the birds that killed them. Perhaps it was something else. For them to all have barred their doors, perhaps there was some kind of sickness or plague within the community. And perhaps it affected their lungs, which is why their rib cages are popped.
Oh my god, they had the coronavirus.
Oh god.
Ryan, when you made this story last year, you should have told everyone what was going to happen.
Yeah, Ryan, god damn it.
I say there's another entrance in here, and Cavi stands up and just starts walking towards the back where the side of the end of the building where the mountain is, where you said it goes in towards. You see, it's like an alcove that looks like it may go into the mountain.
Yes, the effigy is in kind of an alcove that from inside you can tell, because you can see the tool marks, has been carved out of the mountain itself.
Yeah, I go over there and see is there a way into the mountain?
Can I have a perception check, please?
Yes. Joe, I picked up my actual physical D20 when you asked me to do that.
I don't mind if you want to roll physical dice.
No, it's more fun to do it on this so everyone can see it. Although I might do it because that's a 7.
For Vajaga, seeing Carius go to inspect the plinth, walks over, and he too will have a nose to see if there's anything unusual about the carving or the wall around it.
Could I have a perception check from Vidraga, please?
Certainly.
Why
Oh,
is...
Oh my god.
Well, consistent, I guess. You...
Oh, was that a nat 1 though? Ooh.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yes.
red.
Your eyes were closed.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
dark
don't know.
in the tunnel.
Man, it's a good thing that critical success and fail don't apply to skill checks, huh?
Oh, Christ, isn't it just?
However, it's still the same total. You don't see anything out of place. I mean, just behind it, there's like a small store cupboard pushed up, like a store cupboard, like a waist high cupboard unit situation, pushed up against the back of the totem, but that's it.
Is that movable?
It's not very large.
I just go, no, definitely not. I can't see anything at all.
Let me at it. Excuse me. I'll go and have a look at the cupboard thingy and see if it's shiftable.
Okay. It certainly seems small enough and, maneuverable enough to move.
Okay, I'll move it out of the way.
You reveal the back of the statue.
Nothing there.
No. It doesn't even feel like there's anything in the cupboard when you move it.
Well, I'm going to have a look just in case.
Okay. Opening the cupboard, it's empty. I mean, there's pieces of... there's clothing, like folded robes, but that's it.
So there is no other tunnel? No tunnel in here?
You haven't been looking for one, you just moved the cupboard.
I'll have a look then.
Perception check, please.
15.
Okay, yes. There is actually a secret door in the back wall of the alcove. It's made to look like just the rest of the tool-worked stone, but you can see a tiny, hairline crack outlining it.
Nice. I found something.
Yeah.
Rock, you're the grand opener of doors. She pulls out a biscuit.
I saw see it, and I'm like, it's a wall.
No, look at that line there.
I look at the
Feel
line.
it.
I get my axe. We all know what's happening.
Attack the stone wall.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
7.
So you don't damage the wall in any way. Neither do you damage your axe. On a 1, you would have blunted your axe. But there's enough force. There's enough force behind the blow to just open the door.
The blunting a great axe just makes it a great hammer. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then I stop being the Hulk and start being Thor, and then
Give him the biscuit.
I don't know if I deserve it for that.
Mara would gesture for other people to kind of move from the entrance to the door, and she'll kind of, because she's quite lithe, so she'll kind of reach through and try and peer her head through as to what's down this tunnel with 60 feet of dark vision.
I was about to say, does anybody else have any dark vision?
Yeah.
Well, I was about to ask, how dark is it behind the door?
That's actually a good point.
It's not lit.
It's not lit.
No.
So incredibly.
As Cavia sees the door open and sees that it's just dark behind, he just goes, "Oh gods!" and uses his manifest divinity
Nice.
to grant dark vision as an action. And as Cavius does that, his eyes glow this red light that sort of shines a light about 5 foot ahead of him.
Yep.
That's one of the new features from the stuff you get if you subscribe to the Patreon.
Thank you.
The plug.
Good plug. Good plug.
And then I'm going to shoot myself in the foot immediately by saying that the avatar is actually is the free preview.
Oh, really? Is it? Oh,
for two of the the sub heritages.
Subclass.
Because race has obviously a bit of a jaded meaning.
Yes.
So that was the update I made earlier. Was I'm changing race to heritage, just to make it clearer. But the wheel and woe are the free preview ones, and then all of the others are.
Well, and wheel is the one that I think Wheel was the one that I picked.
I believe so, but Mara is a
I've not
Tempest.
written that on my character sheets, but yeah, I think it was Wheel. Yeah.
I'm a Tempest avatar, which allows me to add extra elemental style damage to hits and to resist certain elements, which takes me a long rest to change between my available elements.
Nice.
I can also message and charm people as well, because I am just that beautiful and charismatic. When I'm not, throwing up all over people's shoes.
Yeah.
That's how you charm them, because they're like, oh, she's so pathetic. Let's look after her.
You're a complex character, okay?
I am a complex character, and I'm also incredibly glad to not have to look at these skeletons anymore, which I'm really hoping there are none in this tunnel.
On that note, while people are messing around at the door and getting that opened and having a look inside, I am going to use the corpse bones, the greasy corpse clothing rags, to make up some torches, which will last us a bit, because dark vision's good, but light is better.
That's fair.
And then I will hand one already lit to Mara, hoping that she might notice a little too late.
Yeah, she'll kind of reach back and like half-handedly like take the stick and like reach it through, and then she'll wonder where you got the rags from, and decide swiftly not to pursue that train of thought.
The corpse grease is what keeps them burning.
This one she manages to catch in her mouth.
I'm going to highlight that to preserve it for posterity.
So further down this passage, what can I see with my disgusting skeleton torch?
Yes, only about 20 feet away. It's a pretty straight passage. It's a bit narrow and cramped. Rock might feel distinctly uncomfortable. But only about 20 feet away, you can see what you think are like 3 humanoid figures. One is kneeling, one is kind of crouched, not crouched, like leaning forwards, and one is standing up. One arm seems to be raised, but you can't quite see what's in it.
Are you alive?
There is no response.
They are not alive.
Are there any small rocks or anything on the floor, like a pebble?
No, but there are bones and things that you can throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck something at it.
Okay. Whatever you throw down the corridor just clatters off of the humanoids. The sound suggests stone.
It's a stone.
I will go forward then. Very well. Torch held high to see what is the deal.
You can see 3 statues. All of them have 2 of them have glassy eyes, as if like there's just like lenses there. The one that was standing does not, but it has a lantern. The one that was kneeling has is looking at a book in front of it, and I can't remember what the other one I said was.
Is it a stone lantern or a real lantern?
It's a real lantern. Well, it's carved from stone, but has a glass face to it.
Well, this might shed some light in the situation. I will light the lantern.
Okay, you light the lantern. Nothing. I mean, you light the lantern. You can see where the glass bit opens to put a flame in. It illuminates the room, but does nothing else.
Fair enough.
The one that
statues.
Sorry, that was it. The one that was leaning forward has like a walking stick that it's leaning on, and its eyes are just looking at the ground. Well, its face. These are all human. They're carved to resemble humans.
Are they arranged in a sort of display-like, statue-like way, or is this like are they in motion statues?
No, so the one that they're all slightly angled so that like they face the same point on the far wall-ish, but no. For sake of argument, let's just say you've got the one that's leaning forward on the walking stick, the one in the middle is the one looking at the book, and then the one on the right is the one with the lantern that's now lit.
But it doesn't look like this is like some sort of basilisk turning people to stone.
Oh,
situation.
no, not at all.
This is definitely a carved statue that's been placed deliberately.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to look at the point on the wall where they're looking.
Can't see anything. Can make a perception check for more information if you want. But on first glance,
watch me fail.
Just a wall.
Is there anything beyond this room, Ryan? Is there any further passage?
Well, Strasgul, you're pretty sure there's a door there. You just can't figure out how to open it. There's no there's no handle or anything.
You are so perceptive. You perceive everything.
Something is here.
Maybe the statues are hinting at what you need to do.
Could I investigate the statue and see if there's anything odd about it?
Yeah. Which one?
I will focus on the one kind of directly parallel to the door that Thrasgul's just noticed.
So the one that's kneeling, looking at a book.
Yes.
Cool. That works for me.
So I will do investigation. Where is this on the sheet? Brain. Or eyes, I should say. Investigation. There we go.
Thanks for keeping me alive, Andrew.
Yeah, it's kind of dark in here, guys.
So, do you call for some more light and perhaps some assistance?
I'll come in and...
I will supervise because I previously have investigated this statue, and I would like to make sure you all find the exact same things I did, but I'm going to keep it quiet until you tell me.
Of course.
Who's going up closest to it to actually do the investigation?
Well, I've just rummaged around on it, and I'm kind of blind.
I would quite like to see if this discovered door will open. But before I try to open it, I'm going to press an ear to the door, see if I can hear anything through it.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Are you going to take out the earplug?
Yeah, I already did.
You can't hear anything through the door. Is anyone else investigating or perceiving a statue, by the way?
I'll have a look at the statues. I'll use perception if that's all right.
Yep. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, that's 11.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's enough. As you get close to the statue, you realize that the two that have the lenses for eyes, the backs of their heads have been carved in such a way that you can open them.
Oh.
I mean,
that's weird.
you can open all heads if you try hard enough.
Not wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Quote of the night.
Good God.
Just don't want to be not factual, that's all.
Can I mean, have you told us this, that the heads are you opening the heads?
I'm gonna say, yeah, look at the eyes, something weird with the heads. I think they can be potentially opened. Do you want to do one?
Looking at the lenses and the eyes, can I take one of the torches, and then I want to open the back of like one of the heads and put the torch inside to see if you could see the light through the eyes.
It does. You can.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Which one did you do that to? The one with the walking stick or the one kneeling over a book?
The one reading over a book.
Okay, as you put the light in there, the light from its eyes spills upon the book, and there's a grinding sound, and the door opens.
Yay!
Excellent.
Well, I was right by the door, but
I want to know what happens if I did it to the other one.
It's up to you.
Mara will float her disgusting skeleton torch under the eyes of one of the others.
But you put it under the eye, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the back of the head. You need to put it
Mara,
to get it to shine
having
through.
rolled absolutely awfully on her own investigation check, would just not have noticed. So then she runs her hand around the back, feels it, and is like, oh, and then very subtly.
I'm going to dive through the open door before she does.
Yeah, Mara's going to very subtly wave the torch over the back of the head to see what we get.
at this point, I think I'm gonna draw my shotgun because Vajaga is also rather creeped out at this stage.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll move into the room behind this newly opened door.
Okay. Nothing happens when Mara waves the torch at the back of the head of the other one, by the way.
Interesting.
Thraskell and Vajaga, you can see... You appear to be in a large circular room. Nearby, you can see the start of a spiral staircase going up. The acoustics are horrendous. But if you do care to look up, you can see way, way, way at the top a small pinprick of light.
Hello?
Would I be able to perhaps infer that might be perhaps the plateau that I saw?
Perhaps. It's certainly a long way up.
Yes. So I'll was it Cavrius in there with me?
Thraskell.
Is it Thraskell? I said Thraskell. Do you reckon that comes out at the plateau?
Very likely.
Well, I guess we found our path up the mountain, huh?
Perhaps would have preferred a vertical arduous climb than stairs.
How am I to prove myself?
They never get the step length right. It's always for short people.
It was very slightly sloped too. Speaking of slightly sloped, Mara would advance maybe about 15 steps up to leave enough room for the rest of the party to kind of like join her on the steps.
Fair.
And then once everybody's kind of decided to follow on, Mara will lead the charge. Disgusting, filthy torch held high.
Now you're getting it.
Cavius is going to sort of squeeze past people to get like behind Mara and go up. How long would it take to get to the top?
A while. Like, your legs are going to be on fire.
Rock, as we start climbing up, just sort of goes, so what were the statues for?
I opened the door, Rock.
I open doors.
You opened some doors.
Statues open others.
There are some doors with which you are not the key, Rock, unfortunately.
But Rock, you have to ask yourself, how did the statues open the door when they didn't move? And I'll leave him pondering that.
Strong question.
I'm going to take some psychic damage from that one.
As we make our way up, I just suggest to, obviously Mara's ahead of me, I just go, as we get near the top, we should dim the torches and maybe go a bit more quietly.
Well,
I mean, these will burn out in about 20 minutes.
Once we're on the steps and we're sufficiently convinced that there is no imminent danger whilst we climb, I think 60 feet of dark vision will probably suffice. Admittedly, my dark vision, similar to Cavius, emits 5 feet of a dim glow, so you can roughly see both of us in the gloom.
Interesting.
As we get so I guess we go up to the top, like we just start heading up.
Yeah, the steps underfoot are they are an awkward length for pretty much all of you, because they're like really long steps with a very small riser every time.
Lovely.
Awful.
They're the worst type of steps.
Oh god, they're not spiral, are they?
Yes. Around the outside.
Are they the sort of spiral ones that have holes in so that you can see the drop below? Because I hate those.
No, but they are
now,
kind of around the outside of a giant like
Shucks.
well or vertical shaft. So if you just look to the left at any point, you're going to see all the way
We
down.
found the word.
Oh, my internet's gone. Woo! The recording's still going, so that's cool. Zoom says people are talking, but I hear nothing. Well, this is interesting. Oh, the stream's back up, apparently. Cool, the stream's up. I just can't hear anything in Zoom. And they can hear me. Excellent. Well, I can't hear you for whatever reason. Hang on, I'll just change the audio source for a moment. Took lift instead of the stairs. You know what? That's fine. I guess I could restart the Zoom call. That's all I can think to do at this point. Yeah, I'm just going to restart the Zoom call. So it's going to... The call's going to end, and then I'll just send out the link again. End meeting for all. I don't know what's happening. This didn't happen last time. So that's interesting. Oh, now Zoom's doing that thing where it says I'm in a meeting and I'm not. God damn it, Zoom. Why would you do this? Oh, there we go. I just have to scream into the void and then just make sure it's on the right output. It's on the right output. Can you spend channel points for spell slots? Sure, why not? Go, Zoom link, go. I did not pray to the Zoom gods. I did not pray to the Zoom gods. You are correct. Been reading too much Scion. I was praying to the other gods. Technical difficulties. Oh, right. Waiting room. There's a... Admit all. There we go. Let's turn the waiting room off.
There we go. Hello?
Hello.
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 Party has arrived.
Ryan, can you hear us?
I can. That was weird.
Great success.
We all decided to take the lift, Ryan.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's legit.
Without you, we had to DM ourselves.
Yeah, we narrated, we got to the top, all of the harpies were already dead, and the crew was completely unharmed.
And it all counted as a long rest at the same time.
Yeah.
So we're all back up to full hit points, full spell slots.
Wow,
great.
that's awful convenient, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure we leveled up too.
Anyway, yeah, it just randomly cut out, and then I noticed the streamer disconnected. But that was
Weird.
cool. Great.
It
Anyway.
was funny because you kept going, "Can you hear me?" And we were all going, "Yes," and then you couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I could see you were talking because Zoom highlights like who's talking and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh, yeah.
the stairs. Yeah, you look to the left, you're over a drop. It takes a while to climb.
Scary.
In the interest of time, I won't because there were going to be more puzzles to solve, but there is a time constraint. The Nightbot vid is privated. I don't know what you mean by that, decent human. Anyway, yeah, there are going to be more puzzles and stuff, and I have considered, you know, in the sake of realism, you know, like con save where your speed is slowed by 5 feet because of the strain on your legs, but I won't do that.
We all have calves of steel.
Yeah.
None of us have skipped leg day.
The steps are, as I say, smooth, gentle, and very short riser. But they're good. They get you to the top. It takes a while, but you get there. They're in pretty good condition. There's a bit of kind of like as you near the top, there's some water damage where water's coming through the sides of this lined, essentially well shaft. But you get to the top, and you are actually like when you get to the landing just below the circle of the light, which you can hear like birds singing. You do reach a temperature difference as you go up because you've gone from being underground to near to the surface, and you do come to like a small landing with a ladder kind of carved into the stonework itself that is actually a well. Like you look up and there's the traditional well cap, the tiny roof.
Who's gonna say it?
I'm not.
Well.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but I am shaking my head vigorously.
Just hope nothing crawls out of it.
Oh, it's okay. I was like, I'm sure the sailcloth will stick.
Is there any like moss or algae, or like even if it's long dried up, like is there anything on the step that we're walking on?
Yes, it's not dried up because there is water damage. I've just put it onto the next map where the well is. I don't have a well graphic. I'm sorry. But it's like it's like a lichen growing on the landing, and there's moss around.
All this water stored vertically behind the village. Strikes me that door was never meant to be opened.
Oh.
Where did all the water go?
You didn't see any sign of water. Like, there's no water line or anything.
I am very confused.
You may well be right, but
we weren't looking for it.
It looks bone dry, so maybe this village is older than we're thinking.
Wiggles the torch.
As I believe Mara said, you don't turn into a skeleton in a few weeks.
Well, with the right beetles, you can.
Not with that attitude, you don't. Well, let's climb up out of this well.
Well, what?
As we get up to very near the top, I just want to like sort of hold back a second and just see if I can hear whether or not the harpies are close, like at the top before we come out the exit.
Okay, can I have a perception check, please?
A 17.
A 17. Passive stealth. Yes, you would be able to hear something moving nearby in the trees. The trees up here are very thickly growing really thickly together, so you can't really see beyond the lower branches. But there's definitely something moving in the treetops.
I'm gonna turn to everyone and whisper as quietly as possible. We should do this. We should do this quietly. Suggest that stealthy approach might be better.
What? I'd take the wax out.
As you say that, I point towards you and whisper it under my breath, but I cast message and just say it directly into your head. So you hear it again. You hear it, but it goes directly into your head. Yeah.
What?
No, he doesn't. He does not exclaim again. Well, let's ascend.
Yeah, I'd say if we're going out, we should do it quietly.
Definitely.
Yeah, Mara, I guess we should roll stealth.
Yep.
Please do.
Stealth, yay! Finally a character with good stealth modifier.
I have no stealth.
Oh yes, no. Mara is very distracted by the grossness that's been in her hand.
Oh, and so am I.
Lord, none of these rolls are good.
Sorry, guys.
I got 21
ones.
Wow.
I got 21 in stealth. I'm so stealthy.
I think,
so
I think it's just
ones.
stealthy in comparison to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys are
all
just
of the noise we're making is completely masked rock.
you guys are just bumbling about, and I haven't moved, and that somehow counts as me being super stealthy.
3 natural ones though. What's the odds?
Yeah, you make a fair amount of noise as you creep out of the well. So
What about me though? I'm not making noise.
Rock is silent as the proverbial.
Yeah.
So what you see on the map is something you can kind of see through the trees just in front of Thrascool. It's not a house. It's just a roof on. It's like a gazebo kind of structure. A hold roof on 4 ornately carved pillars, beneath which is a large nest. You can see kind of a couple of arms, legs, maybe a tail kind of over the edges of the nest, as if some perhaps scaled humanoids have just been dropped in it unceremoniously.
Is the nest currently occupied by anything that is awake?
Not that you can see, but I'm just going to do a surprise round.
I grab Rock and go, we're really going to need your help here, and I give him Bardic Inspiration before anything actually kicks off.
Okay, let's just roll initiative. Let's grab the surprise round and roll initiative.
I'm so glad I did that before we rolled
Yay!
initiative.
Mara is as slow to react as she was stealthy.
On the other hand, however, Vajaka is full of feline agility.
Oh, Rock! I should. Oh.
Hey,
I gave you inspiration.
To be fair, initiative is a dexterity check. He can use Bardic Inspiration on it.
No, don't bother.
No.
Save it for your attack roll.
I was going to say, ignore the second roll. It didn't seem to roll the first time, so I'm going to take the initiative as for.
No, ignore the first one. The second one's better.
16 is first, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, Rark is just being stealthy and biding his time and waiting until the end of the initiative order.
Yes.
I shouldn't play as Hulk. I should play as Drax. Remember when he's like completely invisible?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a 6 from Mara. 24 from Vajaka. Pretty good. I don't think they can roll that high, so I think you're fine. Do you say to take the first one, Elise?
Yes. I mashed buttons.
That's fine. It takes a while sometimes to obviously send the result through. I will just click initiative roll on this one, and they'll all act on the same initiative. Visible only to me because it's hidden. Woo! Woo! But obviously, to save time, they're all acting at the same time. So. Okay, so Vajaka, you're up first. You should have like the bar telling you it's your turn and stuff.
Yes, I do.
Cool.
It says it's my turn at the top.
Although you obviously can't see anything right now.
Yes. What the hell is my movement? Just 30. Right. So we can hear noises coming from within the building, or just from the trees around us?
From the trees around you. If you want to make like a reflexive perception check, you can. It won't take an action. It's a free action. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just position
See
the
if
map
I can
slightly
pinpoint the sounds a little bit better.
How do I know too many virtual tabletops. How do I ping? I didn't want to open that. From that direction you can hear something, and then you can hear things moving about in the sloped roof of the gazebo structure.
Okay. I'm gonna try taking a bit of a pot shot where I think I hear things.
The closest one, so just in front of you. Okay, that'll be a disadvantage attack roll, but you sure can roll it.
Sure. You gonna come through roll, or am I gonna mash buttons?
I can try.
I'm gonna mash.
I can try clearing the chat, see if that helps.
I'll just click my.
Reset the chat cache.
Thank you.
There you go. Whoa. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That's number 4. Let's subtract 10 health from it. Yeah, you hit something and it shrieks loud and long. I'm going to reveal it because it kind of flies up above the...
Is it the gazebo?
The trees where it's hiding.
Ooh. There's at least 4 of them.
And I'm going to move myself a little bit closer just to make sure my shotgun stays within suitable range.
Okay. And then...
and that's the end of my turn, so I shall pass the magic turn bar on.
Thank you for handing me the turn stick.
You are most welcome.
As this thing bursts out, he just yells, "Blood and hellfire!" and starts casting what little magic he has. It'll be a firebolt. He's completely out of spell slots and out of sorcery points. We didn't long rest, so...
Oh dear.
Yep. So we're going to firebolt at the harpy. So it's 23 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And 2 fire damage.
A whole mighty 2.
It is on fire, though.
You lightly singe its tail feathers.
I think firebolt does set it on fire. Let me
does it?
check.
It sets objects on fire.
No, he's not. Well, if I choose to objectify him with a male gaze.
I was literally just thinking that. Jesus Christ.
The winged, I mean, the harpy is wearing clothes. The harpy is presenting as female, so I'm going to use she. She is wearing clothes. They're just kind of in tatters.
If the object isn't being worn or carried specifically. So,
but as she takes off from where she was, kind of perched on a tree branch, in the wake of the shotgun blast, you do both clip her, and then there's a lovely fall of cinders as you incinerate one of the feathers falling from her wing.
Stand in the sparks. Look majestic. Go to battle! And then pass the turn.
Oh, and it's round to me. I'm going to right. Obviously, there's one that's flown up. Are there any others nearby?
Not that you can see.
Not that I could see.
Without stream sniping, obviously, they're all hidden.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Is it an action to make like a perception check? See if I can see any others.
No, it's fine. Have that as a free action.
Let's see, a perception.
Right now, you're not being attacked, so it's fine. Were you being attacked?
Yeah,
that would be more of
I'm near the
investment.
Well, it's an 8, so it's probably nothing anyway.
No, their passive stealth is 11.
Much higher than that. Then the harp that's in front. So I don't hear anything. I think I must think that may be the only one.
Yeah. In fact, that's the one that you heard moving around.
Great. So I take a step forward, and I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on it.
Okay.
It has to make a wisdom save?
I believe so.
DC 13.
16.
Passes, so it takes... Oh, God, it still takes 6 psychic damage.
But it doesn't have to move backwards, does it?
It doesn't have to do it, no. Okay. Just 6 damage. God, it's a waste of spells, all that, isn't it? Oh, well.
On my screen, it says fail save 13.
Yeah, so if it has to roll a 13 or higher to pass.
Oh no, I get it. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Oh, and then I'm going to.
It's also about 20 feet up, just so you're all aware. It is flying.
20 foot up, but it's. Oh, but obviously because Pythagoras doesn't exist in the Forgotten Realms, it's just technically 20 foot, isn't it?
We'll say in terms of realism, it's about 45 feet in terms of range.
Oh, okay, right, sure.
From you.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'm going to turn to Harath and say we need to bring this down, and throw out another bardic inspiration to Haraith.
Okay.
Oh, right. Nice.
And then if you click the arrow on the thing, the bar
Oh,
at the top,
sorry.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
of course. There you go.
Where is it? The arrow.
It should be at the top.
No, so that was me. I passed it on to
Ah.
whoever's next in the initiative order.
Yeah.
Which is the harpies.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
A harpy comes blasting out of a hole in the roof, shrieking as it comes. What is the range? Cool. Right, it's got enough fly to horizontally, not vertically, obviously. However, I can't read that text. It is too tiny. I think it says 300. Yeah, it says 300. Could everyone please make me a wisdom saving throw? Those of you with earplugs, you have advantage.
Yay!
Mine specifically, I did say specifically were aimed. So.
Oh, good thing I have that advantage.
Yeah, same here.
Got 7.
At all.
Oh shit!
Ah.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
So
Wow.
saving throws advantage. Yeah.
So far, Thraskell and Rock have failed.
Yeah, but I could have
Okay.
critically failed. So
Yeah.
Strong.
it's lucky.
I failed as
works.
well. I got a 3 and a 4.
So, Thraskell, Rock, and Cabius, you are all charmed by that specific harpy
Oh yeah.
until the song ends. It takes its bonus action to keep singing. While charmed, you are incapacitated. You ignore the songs of other harpies, and you must move towards it.
Do you have to use your full movement towards it?
Yes.
Dash?
It specifically says, because I copied this from the SRD, if the charm target is more than 5 feet away from the harpy, the target can take the dash action, because obviously incapacitated you can't take actions, but you can take the dash action to move towards that harpy by the most direct route.
So, yeah. Okay.
You won't avoid opportunity attacks, but if you would move into damaging terrain or take damage from a source other than that harpy, you can try the saving throw again.
And can you redo it at the end of each turn? Or is it literally...
No,
just
it's because
when the song
it takes the harpy has to use their bonus action to sing.
ends? Okay.
And obviously, if you're taking damage, also you get to try again. Once you save against that harpy, you're immune to its song. Don't worry. I mean, there are more than 2 harpies, but they're not all gonna sing, basically.
So, Ryan, exactly what is this harpy singing?
Friday by Rebecca Black, because it's Friday.
It's Friday.
The DC for that save's 30. Not going to pass.
But you are only charmed by it, so like you're not taking any damage, and you don't have to move towards it. You just can take the dash action if you want to move towards it by the most direct route. Which makes no sense, but that's the text I copied, so... Anyway, so that's its action. It's just going to fly here. It's going to pass over to the next harpy.
Is it still X amount of feet in the air, or has it kind of come down?
It's come down. It's now 10 feet in the air.
Gotcha.
I don't know why I keep saying show 2 characters, because there's only 1 character I'm trying to show. There we go. Right. However, I believe when you're incapacitated, I have advantage on attack rolls against you.
Then it's plausible.
I don't think so. I thought incapacitated...
Oh no, it's just actions and reactions, isn't
They
it?
just can't take actions or reactions, yeah.
I'm thinking of prone. Never mind. Swoop down! Its entire turn is to get there, though.
Okay. Is it in Mara's grill, or is it above her?
In Mara's grill. It's taken its entire turn to get there.
Okay.
Like it dashed to dive down. Same thing with Harpy 3. Harpy 4 is, not happy.
No, I bet not.
Not a harpy.
I moved the wrong Harpy, but Harpy 4 is going straight for... Let's say Caviar's. Caviar's tried magicking. 2 attacks, 1 with claws, 1 with club.
I can't take reactions, can I?
No. No,
I'm incapacitated, so I can't. No.
They're not terribly... Like, this is an appropriate challenge rating creature, so they're not terribly dangerous.
Yeah.
14 to hit.
14 hits.
6 slashing damage as it rakes you across the face with its claws, and it rises.
Hit. Okay.
That's a 6 to hit with its club, so I'm assuming that misses, yeah.
Thankfully, yes.
You do get to try the saving throw again, though.
Oh.
Because you took damage.
Is that with advantage this time, or is it just...
I do not believe so, but I...
Sorry. Oh, no, so it was only with advantage because I've got the...
Oh, right, yeah, if you've got the earplugs in that, you have advantage still.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, no, a creature... 13 is fine. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. I'm sorry, I did not read that far.
Does a 13 pass?
13 does, is DC 11.
Great! Yes, I'm no longer challenged.
Because they're challenge rating 1, so...
Okay.
If you want the stat block, it's on the Patreon for free.
Not until after. I'm not metagaming.
Oh, whoops.
Can't be doing that.
Anyway, let's show this Harpy.
Great, I'm no longer... Oh, great.
It's just going to move. And let's show the last Harpy. Oh, I also have to take 2 drinks, according to chat.
Oh.
Hydrate.
Hydrate yourself.
I'm clicking hydrate for you because I want a drink.
That's going to get about there. They're all kind of swooping in for the group of you, apart from 5, which is too far away. Pass it over to Harpy 4, who's taken the turn. There we go. Mara.
Oh, right. Fantastic. So, Spellscarred Harpy 3 is, you said, about 20 feet upright?
Yes.
And Spellscarred Harpy 2 is directly in my face.
Yes.
In which case, I would like to use my bonus action to lay a hex on the Spellscarred Harpy. Number 2.
Okay. Number 2.
Yes. That manifests by like a streak of kind of ethereal, almost gas emanating from Mara's hand, and enveloping the Harpy, and it will have disadvantage on, let's say, dexterity checks.
Okay. I'm trying to find an appropriate icon for it. You'll have to remember dex checks. Oh, I'll just put a broken leg. There we go. Broken bone symbol.
That works. And then I will endeavour to stab it with my aura shaped as a rapier.
Go for it. They have AC 30. Up close, you can see that their skin is kind of covered in roving, like magical symbols.
Ew, that's gross.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so my rapier attack.
21 hits, yes.
Then my hex damage. Did that roll, or... Let's try that again. No. It'll just be a d6.
Oh.
2, and then my tempest damage, which is set to fire, which is another d6.
So 12 total.
Yes, for a total of that much.
Yeah, they have no resistances or anything. It shrieks in pain as the magic blade, followed by the necrotic energy, followed by the flash of fire, just sear its skin. The kind of the runes you do notice when you, because obviously rapier is a lunging weapon, or a very slight slashing weapon. When you lunge for it, the runes do kind of congeal is the wrong word. The word
coalesce.
Coalesce, yes.
Coalesce. Oh, good word.
Into to like try and form like a barrier between you and the harpy, but you just punch straight through it.
As somebody who practices protective magic. Is there any chance I could make a quick Arcana check and try and discern what is happening right now?
Sure, why not?
Excellent.
Like that.
Arcana. On a 14, what do I notice?
It seems similar to some shield spells.
Right. I would shout this out to the party if I still have anything to do with my free action. I'd be like, it seems that they are magically shielded.
Roll higher.
And that is the end of my turn because I've run out of things I can do.
Okay. Pass it on.
Ooh, it's my turn. So I'm under the spell of number 1. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm moving. How do I see how far it is? You move.
Shift is the ruler.
Yeah, if you put the cursor on your start point, hold shift, it'll measure out.
Oh, didn't know that.
Okay, so I would be going next to harpy number 4.
Okay.
Harpy number 2 to get close to harpy.
Okay.
Number 1.
Harpy number 4 will attack you as you run past, just so you're aware.
Yeah. I'll put myself back there.
I mean, it's probably not gonna do anything, but
we'll see.
I think I clicked it, but it was kind of I did.
90.
19 for 5 bludgeoning damage as you run past.
Okay, so that hits. Bludgeoning, yeah, I'm not raging because I can't do a thingy action, can I? So.
No. You did just take damage though, so you can repeat the saving throw if you wish. While you're next to while you're next to Harpy 3, I guess.
Yep. What was it? Wisdom.
Wisdom save, yes, please.
Okay, I dared to press space to open up my character sheet, so I'm frozen.
You could just do what I've done, because I assume you can do it. You can pop it out as a separate window.
Yeah, it's just frozen on mine, so I can't. Wait.
I mean, I can just scroll up and take a previous result if you want.
No. They were all bad. There we go.
You crit.
It's okay.
So.
Who's in that
I mean, obviously there's no crit on saving throws. The song, she's still singing, but the compulsion is gone. So I guess you would be here, maybe next to 3.
Okay.
Or in between 2 and 3.
Yeah, because it was number 2 attacking me, wasn't it? So.
It was 4 because you were.
Sorry, it was 4.
Yeah. So but it's as soon as you leave those spaces around 4, then it attacks you. So.
Yeah. So should I put myself there? Is that all right?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. So that's really the end of my turn. I can't really do much then. So
That is correct.
I'm going to end my turn. There we go.
Can it? Yeah, Heraith's turn.
Right. I haven't done this before, so I don't know how to. I might need to quickly talk through it. I'm going to bear up.
Okay.
But I'm going to try and bear up using the resilient shape.
Okay.
So, how do I turn into a bear and cast that, or do I cast that and then turn into a bear?
It just gives you extra health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just happens when you wild shape.
Right. Okay. So I'm wild shaping into a bear.
I should have programmed a bear into this.
It's okay. I've got the bear thing in front of me.
Cool. What you can do though, because
Yep.
bears are a large creature, right?
It's medium, but with the resilient shape, you're able to draw upon the connection to the Titans when I use wild shape feature. So I can temporarily increase the size category in the hit dice. So I'm guessing that would go from medium to large.
Yep. So I'll do this for you because I know what I'm doing. But
Yep.
I'm going to set you as a large token on the
Okay.
thing if it loads. There we go. Size 2x2 because I accidentally did a 2x1 for a taster session and it looked horrible.
Oh god.
All right.
So I don't know if I put in the notes how much health you get, but you get the full amount of the extra hit die.
Yes. Cool. So I'll be on 29 hit die for this, and I'll be doing an extra 1d4 damage
for
my attacks.
It's essentially the enlarge spell.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so doing that, do I then get a chance to attack one of these things?
If you are in range to do so, you may try to bat one out of the sky.
Yeah, I can. I'll try on the spells, although it needs 5 foot, so it might be better for me moving in and growling in the face of one of these two. By Mara.
You can stand directly under the spell scarred harpy 3 since it's flying.
Yeah. 4's close enough for melee. 2 is close enough for melee. 3, you attack and kind of have to rear up and just bat.
Right. Okay. 4 is gonna. Yeah.
Oh,
4 is gonna get it then.
That's the one that's gonna hurt me. So
yeah. Yeah. So my stats for this are 15 strength. So that's 15 for it would be a bat action with a claw.
Yeah.
Do I hit it?
You do, yes. What kind of bear are you?
It's brown.
I think it's like.
Oh no, I tell a lie. It's black.
I think it's like.
I think that was the smallest of the two because I couldn't take brown because it was large.
Yes, yeah. Until high level, I think it's like a +4 modifier to hit with.
It's it's 2d4 plus 2.
4 to hit.
Yeah.
And +4. Ah, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You hit it anyway. Its AC is 13.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So that's 2d4 plus.
35?
That was 12. Oh god.
1d4.
You've got to take it.
No. There.
If only.
Let's try that. So that's 6 plus. Sorry about this.
No worries.
6 plus 2 plus another d4. Okay, so that's 8 so far. And one more d4. Just the one this time rather than the 12. So that's 1, 6, 8, 9.
9?
9 in total.
Still a solid hit. What you could do, I'm going to type out the dice code, and then I'll hit enter, and it shouldn't roll the die because I'm going to put an unnecessary space in it. It rolled the die. Damn it. I'll type it into the Zoom chat if you just want to copy paste it.
No, that's great.
Where's the Zoom chat? There we go. So that should be the dice code.
Okay.
And then if you're rolling other dice, obviously just substitute the 3d4 for.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Do you have Sorry.
I was going to say. Oh no, go on.
I was just going to ask if you have a second attack as a bear.
I do, but it's bite. If I can pour it down into my bite range, I would be happy to do so.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it's close enough for melee attacks.
Yeah. In that case, so that's +4 to hit. Come on. So that's 15.
Yeah, that hits.
Excellent. And that's 1d6 plus 2.
Plus an additional 4.
Yeah.
Oh, d4.
So 3, 4, 5.
It does shriek as you tear chunks out of its flesh, but it's like it's scratching at your snout with its taloned rear legs. There's definitely fight left in it, although it's severely wounded by this point.
Nice. And then I've just got to find the where's the arrow? There it is.
Hey, it showed up for everyone. Woohoo!
Yay!
Right, which harpy was it that sang at us? Six.
One. It's the one.
That
That one.
Well,
Yeah.
in which case I need to move that away. And I can basically walk all the way underneath it.
Yeah, because 3's too high to attack you.
Yeah.
Okay. End of your turn, you can repeat the saving throw.
Huzzah! Come on, wisdom.
Yo.
You have advantage. Oh no, you took them out. Never mind.
Yeah,
No, you're just standing there. It's a really nice song.
it is. Friday. That's what's running through my head right now, and you can see Fajaga just slightly bobbing along to a beat.
I thought you were going to say bobbing along to a banger then.
I mean, that too.
Do you want to pass it on? Also,
Oh, sorry.
I told Greg I was going to torture you, but I didn't realize it was going to be this good.
Please. Greg tries to torture us and he fails. Because we derailed the shit out of him. I don't know how much he's told you about our game, but
A little.
We just became fugitives from one of the main kingdoms of the world.
As you do.
So I am also making my way downtown.
You are.
Friday.
Walking fast.
So this one's too high, you said. This one's also too high, but I'm going to get an opportunity from this one, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, if it hits you, you can try to save again. You can try to save again. So. I think I clicked, but I'll click again. There we go. 5.
There we go. No. Do.
2 is at melee range.
Oh, okay. So another attack from 2 then. If it
I'll
wants to use its reaction.
just do the same one. 10.
Not a hit.
Cool.
And I'm here. It's the end of my turn, so we wisdom saving throw. Even no. Well, I do have the earplugs.
Yeah, you save.
17 then.
You realize, my God, this song is terrible.
You're not the bard I was listening to. What? You're a charlatan.
It's Rebecca Block.
Oh. Spelled with an umlaut.
Look. Cavius, you're up.
Great. I guess this one in front of me. I've already got my rapier in one hand. I just go for it with my rapier.
Okay.
It's definitely got me in the last turn, so it must be close enough to hit, mustn't it?
Yeah. 4 and 2 are melee, 3 and 1 are flying, and then 5 and 6 are too far away.
14 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
And I just stab right through it as it's falling down. Do 8 damage.
It only has 6 hit points.
Harpy kebab.
Mmm, delicious.
She shrieks and just plummets, because she was like a foot off the ground, maybe. She just plummets, falls and lies limp on the floor.
And I'm going to move to here. I'm just going to take a step forward, towards my comrade in arms, but not so close that I can get close to any of the other harpies at the moment. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. The harpy. I'm gonna make a wisdom check for insight. Okay, she doesn't know which she's not really aware enough to determine that Thrascool is not charmed at the minute, so she's gonna fly over here. Which means you can get an attack opportunity if you want, Thrascool. As she kind of dives over your head.
Say again, sorry, I missed that.
If you want to make an attack of opportunity, you can, as the harpy dives over your head towards Mara.
I shall. Never mind. Let's have a look. Oh no. Not with an 8.
Alas, no. Oh, I zoomed. There we go. In which case, just for because I've got Harpy 4's sheet up. They're all going to be from Harpy 4, but it's actually that Harpy that's making the attacks. Just going to wail on Mara.
You can try.
That's a 5.
Ooh, no. My AC is more than a 5.
And an 18.
Oh no, an 18 is more than my AC.
As it goes down to attack with that 18, I just shout, "You stupid bird," and do cussing words.
Okay.
So I roll a d6 and take that off whatever its attack roll is.
Yep.
That might have been too cutting.
Does a 17 hit? I rolled a 1, so it's a 17 instead of an 18.
Does 17 still hit you, Mara?
A 17 does still hit me.
Okay, take
Oh, fuck.
4 bludgeoning damage as she cracks you over the head with her club.
Ouch.
What a waste of my last bardic inspiration of the day.
You tried.
The cloud of protective aura that surrounds me kind of like attempts to soften the blow, and then your bardic magic also tries to interfere, but it just goes right the way through and hits me right on my eyebrow.
She uses her bonus action to continue singing, however. Passing it on to the next Harpy, who is just going to do the same thing because you're right up in their face. I'll just click both claws and club. There's no reason not to do both attacks at the same time. 13 and an 18.
The 13 does not hit, but the 18 does.
5 bludgeoning damage as you get hit upside the other side of the head.
Ow! The same thing happens. My shroud tries to interfere, but just these clubs, man, they're like super lethal.
Harpy 3 dives at Cavius. And again, I'm just going to click for both attacks. That's a 10 and a crit. So obviously the crit hits. Does the 10 hit?
Does it hit me?
No, Cavius.
Oh, the 10 does not hit.
Okay, you take 8 bludgeoning damage and probably see stars as the club. Like you're too busy dodging the lashing talons to really pay attention to the club in her right hand, and she just hits you square in the temple with it.
Oh, wow. Well.
Yeah, low level D&D with that lucky crit is mean. Where's 6? 6 is going for the bear.
Yes, bring it on.
Which space are you in? Because when I made your token bigger, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't move it to fit.
Yeah, because I was moving it to. I would have been sort of around here to get that one that was in the air. So I'm sort of above here.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
No.
Whoever I'm sat on.
In which case, it goes there. It's still going for you because.
Yep.
You know why? Yeah, we'll put it there. There you go. That's a 22 with the claws and an 8 with the club.
Right.
Yeah. So I assume the 8 misses.
The 8 misses, but the 22 doesn't.
8 slashing damage as the claws just rake up your back.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay, that's fine. Where am I? So I'm on 29 at the moment. 21, that's fine.
But that's its turn. And Harpy 5 is quite some way away. How far away is Harpy 5? Harpy 5 is going to just chill out there. She's perched on the edge of the roof, just watching via Jaga and Thraskell for signs of non-charm. Pass over to Mara. Or it should... Why did it go to... Oh, right, the Harpy 4 is not on the map.
Oh, right. Okay, so... Harpy 2 still has my hex laid on him. On her. It. Is the Harpy 1 now on my tier 2? Given that I just clocked me in the head?
Yes.
Great. In which case, I am going to Green Flame Blade, Spellscarred Harpy number 2.
Go for it.
Take a second. Appears not to want to do the shortcut.
That came through.
Oh, sorry, it's just spam 2
That's
in a
fine.
row.
13.
Yeah, we'll take the first one.
13 hits. 13 is their AC.
Cool. So 5 plus 4, and then my Hex and Tempests. Or I'll just roll D6s because the shortcut's not working too. Hex and Tempest.
Okay, so one's the one you hexed, right?
Yeah, no, sorry. Spellscarred Harpy number 2 is the one I hexed.
I put the...
And also my Tempest damage would also only apply to Spellscarred Harpy number 2. The additional Green Flame Blade fire damage is only applied to Spellscarred Harpy 1 at this time. Plus 5, thanks to my charisma.
I'm just going to have to reload the initiative tracker. It just blanked out.
No.
Love
it when that happens.
Cool. I'm just clicking random sidebars to try and reload something, and it's just... Okay, sure, why not?
Yes, so Spellscarred Harpy 1 takes 4 fire damage, and Spellscarred Harpy number 2 takes a total of 5 piercing, 3 necrotic, and 4 fire.
Damn.
So,
Nice.
11... No, 13. Oh, no,
I will
initiative
then-
back.
Yep, I will then end my turn, as there's nothing else I could do, because I am a one-trick pony as it stands.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... Oh, I clicked the wrong shortcut. That was my problem. And now I've got to wait for everything to load so it can then close, and then I can actually do the health deduction. That was 4, and then 5, 8, 12 from 2. Which, you know, half the health it had left. Both of them kind of shriek in pain. Harpy number 2 looks way more wounded, though, than Harpy number 1.
Yeah, the orange cloud that surrounds me coalesces into a sharp point as I lunge, and then as it pierces through one of the wings of Harpy 2, kind of like it streaks out and just like absolutely engulfs Harpy 1 from head to toe, and like a very, very light and see-through flame.
Excellent. Toasty Harpies. Rock.
I just seen one of my teammates kill the one that hit me, and because I was cheated out of my kill of revenge, I'm going to rage.
Do you want to make your token big, dude?
That's up to you. I'm fine with it being a small one, but it is fun.
You're just jealous of my size, aren't you?
Fine, make me big.
I mean, you don't have to. I think it is a can.
As Rita Skeeter used to say, make my monster grow.
Wow.
Ooh,
Indeed. Ooh, indeed.
So I'm going to turn to number 6, and I'm going to swing my mighty axe.
Okay, you would have to be there because you can't.
Yeah, okay. I move over a bit and then grow.
You can't occupy the same space at the end of your turn, so you still have to move there at some point.
Okay. Okay, so that's 21 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Yes, I imagined.
So real quick, Elise, which space would you end your turn in? Because you're occupying Cavius' space at the moment.
yeah, wouldn't be. I would probably be that one.
Okay.
That way.
Would Rock be competent enough with tactics to flank the Harpy with Cavius?
No.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead for the damage roll.
He's going for number 6. So it's going to be a D12 plus 5 because I'm raging, and then another D4.
Yep.
Because of my Titan ability, Path of the Titan. So I think I've written it correctly for this.
It'd be like exclamation. You do it all in the same brackets, but that works Just click the...
Okay, so it's 11. And then roll a d4.
4, so 15.
So that's 15 damage. And I will let out a mighty roar as well.
Your mighty roar is shadowed only by the screech of pain as you bring your axe down. You don't sever anything, but there's a huge gaping wound in its side.
Excellent.
Hooray.
And that is my turn.
Oh, it's me next.
It is.
Right. So spell scarred harpy number 3. If that's within range, I'm gonna bite and chomp it then.
I can't see how much health it has because Cavius is on top of it.
It's full health.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't hit it on 9.
Yeah, you are flanking.
9. So 13.
13 is its AC.
Right. So I do get it, but just.
Yep.
Excellent. So that's the bite.
You've still got my bardic inspiration as well, if you do.
Oh, yeah. If I need.
You're very quiet, dude. Check your mic.
Right. So.
Look, can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Much better? Okay.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 2 plus another 4. Okay. So that's 6 points for my bite.
Is that with your strength modifier?
Oh no. Oops. Oh, actually, yes, it is. It is.
Oh yeah,
Strength
1d6
is-
plus 2.
yeah.
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 So 6 total.
Yeah, and then I will bite it. No, I'll claw it.
You crit.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, that makes me a happy
So
bunny.
that will be 64. So just replace the 3 with a 6
Jesus.
in that dice
Yeah.
code.
Yeah.
64, very tasty.
Yeah. Did that work?
You need the exclamation point.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Oops.
That's what.
Yeah. For
Astral
some
uses
reason
for
it
the
missed
roll.
it. Yeah. Yep. Hang on. It's not doing what I want it to do.
You can just press up, and it'll give you the last thing you typed,
So just
and then just add
when you say up.
on the
just-
arrow key up.
Yeah.
It should give you the last thing you typed, and then you can just manually add the exclamation mark.
Yeah. Hang on, what am I doing? Yeah, for some reason I managed to miss the exclamation mark out on that.
That's fine.
Really?
That was only 3.
That was only 3d4.
3. Right, okay. So if I do it another one. Okay, 17.
I've got to subtract 2, unfortunately, because you did 3d4 plus 2 twice.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
okay.
15 damage. So it's
15 damage, that's fine.
it again, a loud shriek occurs.
Excellent.
Its health should update. I don't want to click it. I'll just click it again. There we go. As you drag just giant bear claws down its back, feathers and blood go everywhere.
Excellent.
Got a little murder box going on. And if you,
Well, I'm only like 5 feet away from also being at a murder box.
that is true.
Yep.
I feel like I shouldn't have pointed that out, but for the sake of honesty, you know.
Oh, I'm aware.
The big boys have got it.
Also, something to remember is these are sentient creatures. They might not fight to obliteration. I mean, they're not smart at 7, but they're
They
not.
probably don't like getting stabbed though.
They're not
They're
stupid.
getting pasted. So.
Anyway, Vajaga, your turn.
Where's that one gone?
It is the one in front of Mara. Is the one that is singing still.
Right. Well, I'm gonna sit. Is it in the air or?
It's at ground level.
Oh, okay, well, I will stand there, I guess.
Okay. 5 will try to hit you as you walk past.
Rude.
Oh, no, 5. Sorry, 5 is out of range because it's on the roof. Ignore that roll.
Missed anyway. And then, since I can't really do anything else, I'll just attempt to break free of the charm.
Yep. DC 11 wisdom saving throw. There you go.
Hey.
You two realize it's terrible, terrible song.
Now that I'm free from the charm, as I guess a bonus action, can I put the earplugs back in my ears?
Sure. Call it free action.
Yes. He very hastily sticks them back in his ears and mutters, "Never again."
I think it's okay anyway, because when you're incapacitated, you can't take actions or reactions. But I thought you could still take bonus actions. It's like a way bit in the rules.
Bonus actions are a type of action per the errata.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
and reactions too.
I'm basing it off what I've got in the starter kit, so not the errata. Okay, that makes sense. I always thought that was wrong. Hello?
Okay, do you want to pass it on for Jaga?
Oh, sorry. I thought I lost
sorry.
everyone. Sorry.
That's cool.
Right. Let me see. You said 5 is on the roof.
Yes,
right?
It's not currently high enough low enough to lash out or anything.
So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to turn to Bajaga and say, "Watch out!" And then I'm going to cast Sword Burst.
Okay.
Which is basically the daggers that get magically lifted and spin in a circle around him. Every creature within 5 feet has to succeed on a dex save or take 1d6 force damage.
So
I'm sorry, Bajaga, but that includes you.
You have a choice, Vajaga.
No.
You can drop prone and take no damage, but you'll be prone. Or you can have advantage on the throw.
What type of saving throw did you say?
Dex.
Dex. I will. I'll take my chances.
They got an 18 and a 19.
Oh, jeez.
I got a 23.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Wow.
Me warning him gave them a tip off, right? Okay.
Yeah. You spoke
Make
too
sure-
soon.
Yeah, my DC is 13, so that's well out. They don't take any damage on a success, so that's it. See you in the turn.
Oh, it's me. So, as we were speaking about whether creatures are clever enough to not want to fight to the death, I'm going to disengage and move back here. And because there's literally nothing else I can do, that's the end of my turn. But I don't want to risk dying
Okay.
before the end of this next go.
No, that's totally fair.
Because I've given all my bardic inspirations out in this battle, I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Because you get them back
Okay,
on
I've
level
used 3 and I get them back on a long rest, yeah.
until what, like level 5 or something. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yep.
Anyway, Harpy number 3 is taking umbrage at the bear.
Oh, good.
Oh god, what's happened to the character sheet? There we go. Again, I'll just roll both attacks. We'll wait for them to pop up in the chat box. There we go. There's the claws. That's a 9.
Right. Doesn't get me.
I guess I didn't click club hard enough.
Nope. Club does if you're... Yeah. So...
Oh, 18. So 4 points. I mean, you can read how much
no
damage it
worries.
takes.
Yeah.
It's not a terribly strong blow, but it stings.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm on 17 points, so yeah, I'm cool.
Health for days. That's 3. Bonus action to continue singing, and then just trying to bring Mara down.
You can try.
I did click. I promise. Oh, maybe I just have to wait between clicks. No, Astral's just hit server capacity, I guess.
I didn't know we had to, ration clicks.
I'm just going to clear the chat history. See if that helps any.
Now there's no proof I got that crit, you know?
I am recording this.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
good point. Oh.
Okay, these aren't coming
Okay.
through. Oh wait, I've got a warning symbol next to my chat. That'll be why.
Uh-oh.
Right, I'll do this the old-fashioned way for the moment. Where's my dice? Where's my d20? That's a 14 to hit,
That does not hit my AC of 16.
and less.
Oh, it's come
Oh,
up.
it's come through on the chat.
Oh,
Yeah, something just popped through. What did you say
hasn't-
for the club, Ryan?
it was a 10 for the club. I'm disconnected from live chat,
Oh.
so I mean I'm just gonna
The
roll.
one person we kind of needed.
It's fine.
Hell.
I can't. The trouble is I can't pass the turn on. I guess I've disconnected
Ah.
from Astral. Oh no, that came through. What am I on? I'm probably on red, aren't I? Yup. Anyway, Harpy. So that was Harpy. 3. It's now Harpy 6's turn. Where's Harpy 6?
Yep.
Harpy 6 is going against Rock.
Yeah.
I did.
I feel like it would be intimidated because I'm so big.
17 and 18.
They both hit.
Okay. That's a total of 8 damage. Both of which are halved, so 4
Yeah.
damage.
Excellent.
It seems almost confused by how large you are, because you weren't this large when it started attacking.
That's what it thinks.
It's just kind of getting it's attacking wherever it can reach, which when you're this large is quite a lot, but it's just surprised more than anything. Right, I'm trying to pass it on, but I don't want to mash the thing in case it passes on twice.
Yep, nope, it's saying it's my turn now,
Yeah.
which is post-Harpy.
Yeah, it went on twice. I'll just manually do it. There we go. Where's 5? Oh, 5's there. 5's going for Thraskull. It's now in melee range of Thraskull.
Sure.
See if they come through. There appears to be like a 3-hour limit to Astral server for my connection.
Yeah, we had that last episode, I think, too.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll just roll. I got 13 and 9, so I assume that's a no.
13 hits, 9
Oh.
does not.
That's the claws. So the claws do 2d4 plus 1 damage. That's a 4 total.
So 4 damage, right?
Just lashes out at your face. I think I'm going to have to manually start selecting whose turn it is. It's now Mara's turn.
Excellent. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade on Harpy 2.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, great, it worked. So that was a 19 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
And then I will do my Hex and my Tempest. Let's see if they work. Oh, they work. Perfect.
Yeah, I can't see any of this.
54 damage, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was to Harpy number 2 is 9 piercing damage, followed by 3 necrotic for 12, followed by 4 fire for 16, and Harpy number 1 takes 4 damage.
Okay, I will remove Harpy number 2. Oh, your damage has finally come through. I did click remove from map. It's just apparently lagging.
It's gone on ours, I think.
It's
The
gone.
Harpy's gone, yeah. Yeah, it's gone,
Yep.
yeah.
Cool. It's still there for me, but sure, why not?
So yeah, I'm gonna really power my shroud into my fist. I'm gonna leap into the air and punch my fist forward and have it spike forward through this Harpy's beak. And the same thing happens. There's a conflagration about where it stabs. The conflagration streaks towards Harpy 1 and kind of engulfs its feathers at the same time.
Okay. Harpy 1 does look alarmed by this.
Yeah, she comes back down and you can tell she's real proud. And she's doing a weird kung fu stance, which would only be described as kung fu if you'd never studied kung fu in your life.
Ooh. Someone's healed me on the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have they?
Nice.
Yes. How much is that for, Ryan? 5?
5, yeah.
Ha 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 ha. Thank you. King given. So, you know. It was needed, so that's good.
And it's now your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's updated at last. I've lost a harpy.
I'm freshly healed, and I'm going for Harpy 6.
Go for Harpy 6. Harpy 6 is
The worst.
right in your right in your
Worst
face.
Harpy. 9. If I use the Bardic Inspiration, can I use it for that?
Yes,
To
you
try
can
and
you
get
can
that
apply it
back
to attack rolls, just not damage.
Is it a D? It's a D4, isn't it?
D6, I believe.
D6, yeah.
Oh, there you go. I will add that. I shouldn't have added that.
Mistakes were
11.
made.
Well, what do you add to it?
Sorry?
What's your attack bonus?
Oh, I've already added my attack bonus.
Oh.
That was the 9.
It was,
Okay,
yeah,
I get you. I get you.
I rolled
I
a
thought you said
4.
the Harpy's AC was 11.
It's
Was
13.
that? Oh, sorry.
13.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
the 9. I had a roll of 4 on my D20, and that was +5.
I saw.
No.
Yeah, you're a bit distracted by the harpy just trying to scratch anything it possibly can.
Like I'm distracted by the healing from another realm.
Also that, yes, the great god Twitch.
To witch. The tea witch. Yeah.
T witch.
Whose beneficence has reached Mara also.
Oh,
Close.
wonderful.
Closely related to TT.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Do you want to pass the turn on, Andrew?
I have.
He has.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah, that was me
cool.
being a bit
No,
sort
it's
of behind the.
taken a while to update on my end.
So I'll get with the times.
Right. Chomp on Harpy 3. +4, 15. Yes.
You have advantage as well because you're still
Yeah.
flanking. So.
Yep. So my bite is at video. I wasn't planning on bearing, but you never know.
I mean, you've got to, right? You're a druid.
I know.
Pretty much
So-
mandatory.
Did that? Okay, so there's 4 plus another 4, I think, which is 7.
7 total?
7 total for the bite, and then claws. Come on, claws. Oh, yes. I am gonna rake that baby. Oops.
Here.
Sorry.
That's okay. I've lost connection to the chat anyway, so.
And that's for 11.
11? Oh, it's dead.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you just can't. You just the bite kind of you bite through on its wing joints, and as it's falling, it's just mauled. There's no way it's getting up again.
I'll make a very sort of smiley, bloody bear smile at that.
The remaining 3 harpies, kind of, even the one that's singing, let out a wail of dismay as this happens.
I'll roar. I'll just do the ah at them.
Okay.
I like that.
Arrow. Whoops.
That's fine. I can't prompt it because
Yeah.
it's lagging for me, so I don't know if anyone's
Yeah.
Right.
clicked or not.
I guess I'll shoot at Harpy, whatever it is in front of me.
Yep.
Shotgun attack. There we go. Yes. And then
Don't forget to keep checking Zoom for hit point stuff.
yeah. And then I reload because that was my second shot. That's a free or bonus action. I forget what you said.
Reload's free.
Really good.
Thank you for the hit points.
Or
You'll have to let me know who dice rolls are because they're not showing up for me anymore. So.
Yeah, 19 to attack, 8 damage.
Oof, nice. I assume there's one in front of you. Were you rolling that with advantage as well?
I was not.
So the first attack hit then?
Yes.
Cool. Do you have 2 attacks? I can't remember. I wrote the class and I still can't remember.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, cool. But you do hit, so there's that. Are you done? Do you want to pass the thing on? Do you want to move?
Sorry.
You could move if you wanted as well.
I don't feel the need to move
Okay.
particularly.
That'd be Thrascool next.
That's cool. Right, he's been attacked from behind by a horrid, nasty harpy thing. So he is going to cast Firebolt, probably. Let's see if this does any better this time than last. It does not.
Alas. I mean, I can't see what you rolled, but alas.
It's a natural 1.
Ah,
Oh dear.
For a 6 total. Maybe I set the building on fire behind it. I don't know.
you set the nest on fire.
Oh.
there are people in there.
Well, unconfirmed.
I mean, you can see the legs and arms and tails.
But whether or not they're whole people.
Yes, you can only see the extremities. That is true.
Well, I've added a bit of a timer to this one. Oh well.
I'm going to have to take a very quick AFK. I'll be back ASAP.
Sure thing. 5 hit points to Thrascool, by the way.
Ah, thank you, chat. Very much appreciated. He'll be back up to full. And that's my turn.
Cavius.
Oh, then Cavius, having just disappeared into the woods to take a breath, has suddenly felt reinvigorated, somehow mysteriously.
Yeah.
Take a step forward and will cast Dissonant Whispers on Harpy number 6. So again, that's a DC 13
Right.
to save.
We have 2 choices. I can roll the d20 and tell you the number, or I can click the wisdom saving throw and hope that it sends the message, but I might not be able to see the result.
Up to you.
I'll click it. We've got the service.
Click it.
You just have to tell me if it succeeds or fails, or if it even comes through. If it hasn't come through by now, it's probably not coming through.
It has not came through.
Okay.
Just roll a dice. And
I
be less than 13.
I got a 7.
What was that?
I got a 7. So
A 7. Okay, great.
Less than
yeah,
13.
so it takes 10 damage, and it must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
which one were you going for? 6 or
6, yeah.
Okay, so 10 damage and 6. Rock, are you going to take an attack of opportunity against it?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Please.
13.
13 is its AC.
Yes. Okay. Okay, I think I've worked out the little brackets thing. 21 damage?
Does that sound right?
No,
you rolled,
no,
you
no,
rolled
no,
a
that's wrong.
D20 and a D4.
Yeah, that should have been D12. Oh, sorry. Could have been good though. Oh, the wisdom check has come up.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but it was a 2, so.
So that's 15 damage.
Back.
Welcome back.
Oh, I got the full D4 twice
You
in
did.
a row. That's good.
15, it is dead.
Yes.
Yes.
As it tries to fly over you, you just kind of swat it out of the air with the great axe, and it falls to the ground, almost entirely bifurcated.
And I use the rest of my movement. I just sort of stroll forward, swinging my rapier, looking very proud of myself with what I just did. Even the rock definitely did more damage than I did. I just walk forwards as if, that was all me.
That's
and I walk and stand up next to Rock. That's my go.
When I've cut it, I'm like, yeah, get back here.
Okay, the 2 remaining harpies will fly away. I don't think you can kill them with attacks of opportunity with their current health.
Out of curiosity, Ryan, the singing that they were doing, was it in any specific language, or was it more of just a compulsion effect?
It was the melody that Reese was humming.
Right. Well, in common, for the sake of it, I'll say, get out of here, you flea-ridden featherbags! And then I'll try and rush over to the
burning nest
and attempt to douse the flames.
Yeah, one of them, the one that was singing, stops singing and just shrieks, "Away, sisters!" And then they leave. Oh,
Is there any way, because I'm giant, I can try and stop them leaving?
You can't stop them leaving. You can just hit one as it flies past.
Oh yeah, I'm quite happy to bat one as it goes past me as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to do that.
Can if you want.
Yeah.
Just an attack roll, is it, or?
Yeah, it's an attack of opportunity. Now I can see how much health the first one has.
No, I got 11, so I missed.
I mean, if the one in front of me is leaving, I would also probably take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have gotten it.
I'm just too angry.
14 to hit, and it takes 6 piercing damage plus 5 fire damage.
Okay, it is. You've halved its remaining health, but it's still very much alive, trying to flee.
Would Voyago get an opportunity attack as well?
If it wants to take it.
That's cool.
If they want to take them.
Do you get attacks of opportunity with ranged weapons?
Yeah, you just have disadvantage on the attack roll because it's within 5.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, it's not within 5 feet because it leaves your melee range. So you get it's just a straight attack.
Oh, sure. I'll happily have a crack.
I'll have a little nibble.
And even if that's not the official rule, that just makes sense to me. So.
Yeah.
19 on a dagger attack, which gives 6 slashing damage.
24 on my attack for 7 piercing.
Which is more health than it currently has remaining. Because I can do maths, I can't rely on the token because it's not updating. But I can do maths, and it is now dead.
Yes!
The dagger kind of scrapes its back as it takes off, but it's the shotgun blast that kills it in midair. And it just falls to the ground limp. 5 just is gone.
Coward!
Come back and fight.
Stressful will start searching the building.
But
You're not a harpy, you're a chicken.
the nest is on fire.
How long do I have left of being giant?
That was 4 rounds, so like 40 seconds.
6.
Could I run up to the fire and sort of slap my hands together, Hulk style, to put out the fire?
Make a strength check.
I love how you say that, like...
Which you have advantage on because you're raging.
Oh god, please let it work.
Okay, I've done it twice, so...
We'll see.
Does it come up on anyone's screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh.
No, Matt, I've got a little red. Oh. It's low.
Oh god.
That's,
There's one.
that's 20.
25.
Oh,
Oh,
not
that's
20.
natural.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
sure.
I don't even need the second one.
Yeah, you Hulk clap that fire out.
Fabulous.
And then
Mara's hair is just completely blown askew.
I was gonna say I would probably be more over here, but I apologise to Fraz for pushing him over. You know.
No, it's fine. He kind of gets up groggily.
Oh, I guess I should show off where the map came from. There you go. There's the map credit for everyone on stream. Dungeon in a box. And then the house.
Is there anyone alive in there?
Do a quick medicine check.
Yep.
Base map is dungeon in a box. The roof and holes are from Astral. For crediting purposes.
Ugh.
I can't see any of these results.
Right.
That's a 1. That came through.
I'm going over 2 to give a medicine check as well because I realised that no
And
one
that
knows
20
what they're
and
doing.
that one.
I
God.
think
However,
I've got a 10.
I
That
got
would
a
be
6.
13.
I got a 16.
No, 12.
DC 10. They are alive. Some of them are a bit scorched, but they are all alive. They all are severely wounded from the claws that carried them here, but they're not in any danger of bleeding out or anything.
Good.
Chat wants to heal the crew. Chat's positive reinforcement can heal the crew because it's 20 past 11, so we should probably end. Also, because you've rescued everyone, it's just a case of getting off the mountain and somehow getting back to the mainland.
Oh god, down those bloody stairs.
Well,
Hang on. What we need is like a piece of wood, and then we could just sort of have a like slow slide down.
You know, my mind was going to let's sled down the stairs, and then I
was thinking-
realised we were
no.
climbing them for hours.
Well, why don't we just slide down the mountain?
Because
The
that could
trees are
go
rock.
wrong and you die.
And also the harpies may decide to come back for some revenge.
I
Also
think
that.
there's only one harpy left. We could take it.
Unless she's going to
The harpies will be
a larger
back.
flock.
And in greater numbers.
I'm all for tea traying down the stairs.
I mean,
I
Yeah.
am not.
your token has a mighty shield, which we could probably use.
Yeah. Don't know if I've got the mighty shield though, but I have got hide armor on my bum, so.
I will start organising the crew and waking them up and getting them out of the
Wait, they're alive.
nest.
yeah, they're alive.
The
Yeah.
My
singed.
God.
They're wounded
Probably
and
pretty
singed,
scrapped up.
but alive.
As they're waking the crew to get them, I want to look around the harpy's nest to see if there's anything else of interest in there.
There are a handful of like rusty daggers, a couple of dead bodies. You can see where they've been eaten.
Okay.
And let's say for the purposes of this, like 12 gold in assorted currency.
Yeah.
That's easily divisible.
Oh right, yeah, totally is.
Right, I pick up 12 gold, but I don't hide that I'm picking up 12 gold pieces, so I'm gonna happily share it out with everyone.
If you want to go to the extent as well, one of the bodies has 2 gold teeth.
Oops.
Oh.
I am not. No, that's not the sort of thing that I would probably do.
Which body?
One of them. There's, one of the dead ones. Well, like one of the previous victims.
Of the harpies.
Question.
Oh,
Yeah.
a previous victim. I'll take those teeth. I'm
Would
taking those
harpy
teeth.
would harpy feathers be of any use to people?
Make a nature or arcana check.
I'm gonna do a nature.
Does anyone else want a gold tooth?
I don't think they are.
They might.
Mara visibly quails at the mention of being offered a tooth.
Harpy feathers might sell well to a collector, but other than that, you don't think they're used for anything.
Right. All right. We can take some harpy feathers.
Right, let's get down this mountain.
Indeed.
Hey.
Is there anything else along the top of the mountain, or is this the only thing?
You can see,
Okay.
kind of poking around, that there used to be more structures here, and in fact, kind of the nest itself appears to have been built on top of a large altar or something. Everything's just been long abandoned.
Does it look? Can I see the altar? Does the altar look like it has anything special to it, or is it just?
No, it just
Yeah,
looks like
stone.
a piece of stone.
Okay.
I mean, you see a couple of not prayers, but like mantras carved into the other buildings on this mountaintop. Enough to suggest this was maybe just a place of spiritual retreat.
Okay.
The harp is just kind of moved in to.
Similar to the stuff at the bottom of the
Yeah,
mountain.
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the stone looks like the same stone as the fountain.
Okay. Yeah, if there's nothing of interest, I sort of, get up the guys, the crew, and just say we should probably make a move before they come back.
Let's go.
start leading them down the stairs.
I'm gonna ask one of the crew. Why didn't you fight? Why am I Irish? Why didn't you fight?
We tried, but we just woken up from being thrown overboard, and they came out of nowhere. They kind of staggers and leans against the wall for support for a moment.
I'll call
They're
them
good at
pathetic.
ropes, not fighting.
Okay.
It's just as well we found you.
The captain kind of just nods. We owe you a debt.
Mara asked the captain if he knows anything about why his boat turned into meat.
Kind of 1,000-yard stare and shakes his head.
It's not meat anymore. I
Yeah.
feel like I should stress that.
I'm sorry, Captain. Does it normally turn into meat, or is this like the first time, or is it like a one-time thing? Because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really that into riding on a ship made of flesh.
Yeah, we're looking at you for to flesh out what happened.
Perhaps it was the storm. I've never seen anything like that before.
You say you owe us a debt. Why don't you carry us down the hill? Because we're tired of saving your life.
We could try. We would need time to build a...
We haven't got time.
Time is running short. Down the stairs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Might I suggest we rest up in the village down at the bottom of the hill?
Yes, it's an excellent idea.
Okay.
So, the people in the nest, the crew, is there any like chicks or eggs?
No. There's just the remains of previous victims.
Okay. And the only thing of value was the 2 gold teeth. Yeah.
And the 12 gold. And like 3
Oh, yes.
3 rusty daggers.
And the knowledge
Yeah.
that we bested them.
Yes, yes.
That's everywhere. That's fine. That's.
Right. I'm going to shake out of my bear shape now.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like sort of grab one of the Dragon Ball guys like around the shoulder, just sort of help lead them downstairs.
Okay, yeah, they are grateful for any and all assistance.
Come on.
Let's do this.
I'm like with my hand around them. I'm gonna cast guidance on them. It might not do much, but it just means like if you know, I'm just worried that they might slip or something. So it's just that little extra boost that they might do. They might be able to stay up because they are looking injured.
Yeah, in which case, why don't we tie a rope around their waist so in case anybody slips, we can.
Because then if one of them falls, the rest of them fall.
Well, no, if one of them falls, is like they'll have like another 4 people to hold them up.
We could just apply the same principle and buddy up. Each one of us
Yeah.
link up to one of the crew.
Mara
How many-
like takes a look at the gore-covered and singed dragonboard of like visibly as down.
Except for Mara.
Okay.
Isn't Mara covered in puke? Wouldn't she be the worst one to?
Oh no, the thing is like she after years of skill of dealing
Mara.
with gore, she's managed to not puke on herself, just others on the floor.
Nice. She's a proper party girl.
Oh yeah.
How many crew are there?
There are 6 crew.
There's 6 crew and 6 of us.
Yeah, we can do that.
I will opt to take the cleanest crew member.
Fair.
Vark is just going to pick up one, put him on his shoulder, and start walking off.
He puts up little resistance.
Thraz is gonna offer an elbow and move down.
Heraith will do the same. She's not particularly as strong, but
That's fine. I mean, there's enough of you. It's a gentle enough incline. It just took you a while to get up here, to get down easily. And you said you were going to rest at the bottom.
yep.
Cool.
A long rest.
Yeah, a good solid rest, at least 8 hours.
Yes.
I mean, you've got a lot of time. You've got to rebuild a ship.
I'll take the first watch. Are we resting in the church? In the longhouse? Sorry.
If you remove the skeletons, I would be thrilled to chill in the longhouse.
I too would.
I think we should keep the skeletons. They have good ambience. And then I like to imagine everyone looks at Rock when he says ambience.
Traskull will remove the skeletons, but only to set up a little sort of diorama outside the longhouse, in the hopes that Mara will be the first one up in the morning.
Yeah, Mara's an early riser. She totally would be. Her rations from the night before will not be staying with her long, it seems.
I'll help you set up that diorama.
Well,
Okay,
get some
so
sleep.
yes,
Yeah,
sleeping in what was effectively a mass grave. It's probably a new experience for all of you.
it's now an exhumed mass grave.
It is.
if
It's
that makes it any
desecrated.
different.
Yeah, I don't think it's the first time.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Actually, not for Rock, considering how he got his Titanic stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And that
There, or wherever you are.
exactly that ends the adventure. So I guess it brings us no small amount of pleasure to announce that we'll be back more regularly, hopefully, every 2 weeks.
Yay!
But we must bid farewell for now to Thraskull because Ádhamh has a life apparently.
I'm sorry. Headcanon, he's going to escort the crew home.
Yes.
Going to do
Yeah.
that.
Well, you're all going to get off the island. And you'll be level 4 as well for next time.
Ooh, we'll have to get back to the
Ooh.
island. Oh, no, sorry. I've not
Um,
watched Lost for years.
no, that's
Why
fine.
there's all along.
Imagine having a life, Kiwi. That's the fantasy of role playing, having a life. We won't be using.
That's my secret. My life is more roleplay.
Amen to that, dude. We won't be using Astral. So, well, in theory, we won't be using Astral. So hopefully, the connection problems that seem to be like a 3-hour limit. It's weird. Don't.
It was only you today, though. 'cause
Yeah.
Last time I was affected, and this time I was
It was
fine.
more stable for us than last time.
I think it just likes us more.
But we'll be using a program called Foundry, which is hosted on my laptop. So hopefully, it can cope with players portaling in through their browser, streaming it and recording it at the same time. But I've made it as pretty as I can. In the kind of like 3D dice and stuff like that. I spent some time earlier fiddling with it. I just need
Very
to
nice.
learn how to set it up. But
Hey.
again, you can use the digital character sheet on that. It's got built-in rollers and stuff. So we need to figure out some time over the next week or so to go through that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm free all day, every day now, so.
Well, I need to actually learn how the program works properly because I've just been clicking around. I haven't actually gone through any of the tutorials. But it's I mean, it's what Astral does. It's what Roll20 does. It's a virtual tabletop, but should have less connection issues. What?
Oh, that is a lot of hydrates all in a row.
I have 6,000 points saved up. They're all going on hydrate.
Well, Decent's trying to get to 100 in a row, and I'll stop the recording. Goodbye, YouTube.